It's time for the Straight Up Wrestling Show.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Straight Up Wrestling Show. It's your man, Christopher Burton, a.k.a. the People's Podcaster. Man, my partner, HBT, he was on last night doing some things with the breakout stars of wrestling today. And man, I came on last night on the way home from an awesome show last night at American Pro Wrestling, Boiling Springs, South Carolina. And as some of you heard, while he was doing the show, I was on talking to him. And he told you that I was going to do a review today, which I am. And I told you I have a special guest. That's right. I have a special guest on today's show, man. And it's going to be amazing. I can't wait. But let me tell you, man, guys, the person I'm bringing on today, man, this guy is a big influence on a lot of people here in the world of indie pro wrestling, man. This guy right here, man, has helped build indie pro wrestling. And what I mean by help build, I mean he actually put indie pro wrestling onto a spotlight where if you weren't already in the know and you on the outside looking in, or you didn't even know where indie pro wrestling was in your area, this guy right here put the spotlight on it, like, hey, you got indie wrestling in your area over here. You got indie wrestling over your area over here. And he covered it, man. I dare say he is the godfather of indie pro wrestling podcasting, man. Because without this guy that I'm bringing on, hey, Straight Up Wrestling Show wouldn't have even thought about being something that we are today. This guy, a lot of guys in podcasting on this indie level, national level, I don't care, man. They owe this man some kind of gratitude for helping them get to where they are. And without further ado, I'm going to bring him on, my man from Hashtag Truth, the one, the only, my man, my brother. I love him to death. Ladies and gentlemen, Scott Larson.
Man, I didn't deserve all that, but thank you very much, man. I appreciate it.
Scott, man, it's true, man. You put a lot of light on indie pro wrestling, man. And I've told you before, when it comes to this indie podcasting and putting the light on indie pro wrestling, you are the godfather, man. You the one that got this wheel and the ball rolling, man. You are the guy.
I appreciate that, man. I really do. But there was a few out there when I started. I'm not going to lie. There was a few out there. I'm just going to, again, thank you very much for all those kind words, man. You almost made, I told you, you told me I'm going to do an intro for you. I said, you're going to make me cry. You almost did, bro. I'm serious, man.
Well, go back out, man. I can give you some more rub, man. I can give you some more rub.
No more, man. We're good. We're good. No, I do. You are right about one thing, man. I love independent professional wrestling. I always have. From the day I found out there wasn't independent professional wrestling, there was a time when I was, a fan, a true fan, not a mark like I am today. Everybody likes calling me a mark, but I did not even know independent professional wrestling existed until like 2000, like 5-6 years ago, just before I started my show. Oh, wow. I thought people just, trained for a little while and went right to WWE. I didn't even know there was this whole world out there of wrestlers, and it's been a blast, man. It's been a total blast,
man. I'm glad you're on the show, man. And hey, man. And I saw you last night. I didn't even know you were going to be there last night, man. And I ran into.
Well, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this right now. APW last night, 100 people strong, easy. And not a lot of people know this, but there was 4 podcasters in the building. 4 podcasters in the building last night. Yeah. Three I can say out loud. Rampage from Rampage's Den. That's his home show right now. That's the man. Yep. Then there was me from, Hashtag Truth. And then there was you from Straight Up Wrestling Show. And then there was a 4th podcaster who was playing John Cena. And doing the You Can't See Me. I can't mention his name because he didn't want to be seen. But there was a 4th podcaster on the premise.
Oh, wow. Well, they did a good job because I knew there was me, you, and Rampage's Den. I knew we were there, man, but the John Cena, I really couldn't see him, Scott. So you got some great eyes, man.
Yeah, he was there. He's going to claim he wasn't. I can't say the name. I wish I could, but he's going to claim he wasn't there. But he was there. He was there. But man, APW last night. One thing I want to start this show off last night.
Okay.
I come home last night, and Chris Thunder Anderson and his family took me out to APW. Everybody knows I don't have a car at this moment. My family don't have a car at this moment, but they took me out there. And when I got home, Chris Thunder Anderson on the way home told me to go home and watch this match. So I did. I went home and I watched this certain match. And then I sat down and I started thinking about the show. And I'm going to be honest with everybody. I'm going to be straight up honest with everybody, man. For years, I've always heard, and you have too. I know you have. Everybody has. Everybody hears the bad stuff about APW. Everybody wants to put APW. It's a backyard mud show. It's this, it's that, it's the other. Listen, I've got one thing to say to those people, and they can't deny it. Okay, it might not be the world's best arena. It might not be the world's best place to go wrestle. It might not be, but let me tell you something. Every Saturday night at 7:00, 122 Builders Court, that door's going to open. There's going to be 100 people ready to pay, and there's going to be 20 wrestlers in the back ready to wrestle. And it's been that way for over 40 years every week.
Yeah, the longest running independent show in the Carolinas, man.
And I'm going to add another thing. Last night I noticed something, and of all the shows I've ever went to in independent professional wrestling, how many shows have you been to, sir? And you've been to a lot of them. How many shows have you ever been to where they've had to go on the microphone and tell kids, hey, there's so many kids there that, hey, get off the banner. You can't be on the barriers. You can't be up there trying to get a better view. You got to get back because the wrestlers might hurt you. How many places have you ever been where you've heard that announced on I've never heard it before.
That's the only place I've heard it.
I've been to APW 6 times in the 5 years that I've been podcasting, only 6 times. And I've heard that announcement all 6 times.
Exactly. That's the only place I've heard it, Scott. I've
say what you want about APW
all over Georgia.
Say what you want about APW, but I've got posters sitting back here behind on my wall. There ain't a wrestler on any of those posters that haven't wrestled at APW. Say what you want.
Yeah, you're right.
But every one of these wrestlers up here on this wall has wrestled at APW.
At least once. At least once.
At least once. And a lot of them, look at Boomer Payne headlining this show. Everybody knows Boomer Payne, 3-time Indie Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Got his start at APW.
Yeah, you're right, man. Cruiser Lewis, Chris Thunder Anderson, man. The list can
Timmy
go on.
Anton, George
King,
South
man.
wrestles there.
George
How many times have you seen George South there? There was a reunion show not too long ago, and that was one of the shows I went to.
Yes.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I went there with an open mind, and there were so many. Our Truth started at APW. Look at that.
He did.
I went there with an open mind, not knowing what to expect, bro. And I was sitting in the front row, and I was watching the show. And when all those stars started coming out, and they were talking about, I was here back in the day. I was here back in the day. I started to cry, dude. Yeah. There was hundreds of years of experience at that show. And it was amazing. I don't care what anybody says about APW. They can call it whatever they want. But the fact is, been there for 40 years. No other show can say that. Weekly. Weekly.
Yes.
And they always have 100 people waiting at the door when the doors open. That crowd was alive last night, bro. We're going to get into some of the reactions, but the crowd was alive.
They were, man. It was definitely no sitting on the hands, twiddling the thumbs and like, okay.
That's not an APW. That's not an APW show, bro.
No, man. And let me tell you, last night was a good show, man. It was a good show.
I'm gonna do the ratings with you tonight. I'm gonna be since I'm a guest. I'm looking forward to this part of it. I get to throw my stars out there now. Yeah.
Oh man, and we talked a little bit last night, man, and we were just like, oh yeah, okay.
You told me last night you were gonna invite me on, and I got chills, man. I was like, yes, this is gonna be fun. I love doing collaborations, by the way. If people haven't figured that out or not, because I do my show solo. I've done it 5 years solo. I was even thinking about doing a partner, but my wife, I love her to death. She's like, Scott, it's all over the internet with Scott Larson. You're going to have to change so much stuff. And I said, well, yeah, you're right. So I'll keep it that way. But I'll do collaborations all day long.
Man. But yeah, last night, man, was a good show, man. 8 great matches. And ladies and gentlemen, if you weren't there, you missed a treat. It was a good show. It really was. But the good thing about it, like Scott said previously, it's weekly. So if you are in the area any point in time, stop by 122 Builders Court Saturday night. Doors open at 7, bell time at 8. Hey, great family environment.
Boiler Springs, South Carolina. Yes. Don't forget to say that.
Oh, yes.
There are like 5 or 6 APWs, man.
Yeah. Boiler Springs, South Carolina. Boiler Springs, American Pro Wrestling.
There you go.
122 Builders Court. But yeah, great fun, family-filled environment, man. Awesome show, man.
And I love the new logo. That is
yes. I saw that and I was like, yeah, that's got to be on there, man. So if you see that logo there in the top corner of the screen there, you know you're at the right place, man. Go check them out if you're ever in town. You will not be disappointed. So Scott, man, like I said, you were there. I was there. We had a great time. 8 great matches, man. So you ready to get into this, man?
Let's go, man. You got a lot of people saying hi over here and telling everybody, they had a great time. Luke Fury, man. Loved Luke Fury to death. Let me tell you.
Luke Fury, man. Matter of fact, there goes my partner right there, HBT. HBT right there, he says about that time. Well, hey, it is that time, man.
Harry, where were you last night? I came on your live just to ask you that too last night, Harry. I did. I called you out. Yes, I did. You should have been there, bro.
Man, yeah, and I was on there when you called him out because he was like, Scott's like, where were you? I was like, dude, everybody was asking about you, man. I told you should have been there, man. Everybody was asking about you. And then we got our regulars, man, JL. What's up, JL? One of our YouTube regulars, man. JL, glad to see you on, brother. My man Luke Fury was there last night. Luke Fury, man, one of the up-and-coming stars in this indie wrestling scene, man. If you are ever in the area and you get a chance to see this young man, I promise you will not be disappointed, man. I was there at some practices he's had some couple of years back, man. That kid has got some talent.
He's not old enough to get his license in South Carolina, but let me tell you something, Chris. When this kid turns 18, the first show he has at APW, that place is going to be packed. Mark my words. Yeah. There ain't going to be a seat in the house when Luke Fury finally gets to go out there as a wrestler at APW. Boy,
because you got to think, man, everybody in the area is basically seeing this kid go from diapers to where he is now.
Long and twice on Sunday in North Carolina right now.
Yeah, and everybody's seen him grow up. Everybody's seen him grow up from diapers to where he is now. So when he gets his official coming out party, man, that's going to be amazing. And if you're in the area when that day happens, I promise you won't be disappointed.
I'm going to be there. If I have to walk. They're only a few miles behind my house. If I have to walk, I'm going to be there.
Yeah, man, call the Uber or something, man. Scott's going to get there, man. And JL is Braun the guest.
JL and that bromance. I said it last night on there, man. JL and that bromance with Braun Break. He said I'm in love with Sammy. Yeah, I like Sammy, but dude, everything that comes out of your mouth is Braun. I love you though, Jay. I love you, man. That's passion. I love passion.
Yes, man. Yeah, man. He loves. And as you see, JL, unfortunately, Braun didn't guess. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man.
I can't live up to any of that stuff he was saying over there, but I'm trying.
My man HBT said, "What's up to JL?" And then he said, "JL, you know, Braun isn't the guest." And that I know that broke JL's heart, but I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. JL, again, you played with our emotions and thought it was the future GOAT. You played us the whole time. Man, come on.
I told you I can't live up to the billing, guys, but I'm trying. I'm trying.
JL, obviously, he's a little upset. And Harry's trying to console him, letting him know he's going to be all right. And Luke was agreeing with you, Scott, letting you when you was putting over APW and how good the show was and how they won.
I was just telling the hashtag truth. I'm going to throw those out every once in a while. You know
hey,
that.
Man, hey, go ahead, man. Go right ahead, brother.
Yeah, I was just throwing out the hashtag truth right there. That's it.
JL, I'm just kind of going through the comments here. JL, I won't be asleep thinking, oh, this guest will be Boy Scout. No wonder we got played like a. Oh, gosh. Oh, man. Let me see. Brandon Lamb, I foresee big things for APW soon.
Yes.
Man, I tell you, I agree, man. And I tell you, there is a definite change in that building, man. The atmosphere is different. I've been there before. I've been in the crowd. I've been in the back. The atmosphere overall is changed, and my dog wants to be a guest on the show. Y'all probably hear the howling in the back.
Everybody wants to be a part of Straight Up, man. Come on.
I know. But yeah, big things are coming, man. Big things are coming. And like Luke Fury said, R-Truth. I forgot about that. R-Truth did start at APW, and I remember when APW was on TV, and that's around the time R-Truth was coming out there, man. Ron Killings. So yeah, man. And we got
a lot of big names have wrestled in that ring that you wouldn't even think about. But I'll tell you this: man, if you ever get lucky enough to go behind the scenes into the office back there and look at the walls, there used to be. I don't know, it's been a while, but there used to be pictures of. I mean, all the superstars that have come through APW, and it's just amazing, man.
Yeah, man, it's amazing. We got a Facebook user. I don't know who that is, though. Scott, they might be on your feed. I'm not too sure.
Nope. It says Facebook user on mine, too.
All right, but it says, we're changing the game at APW. People will talk about APW in Bowling Springs until there's nowhere else to go.
Now again, 40 years, every week, every Friday, Saturday night, 7 o'clock, them doors, like I said, it's you can't deny it. It's going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, it's the longest independent show running to date on a weekly basis. I mean, it's the truth. Yep.
And once we get to talking about the storylines and the wrestling and all that, people will understand what we're saying and what this guy is saying.
Yes. Yeah. Sean Duffy, hello and good morning from Fallon, Nevada. All right, Sean, welcome, man. Glad you're joining in, man.
We call him Ringsiders. He's been watching hashtag Truth since the beginning, brother. So,
wow,
Sean, I love you, brother. You even come over here. Appreciate it, man.
Wow, that's what's up, man. And there he is, my man, HBT. Everyone wants to be called American Pro Wrestling. Man. And HBT said, do your thing, Scott and Mr. Burton. Well, thank you, man. Thank you, brother. Thank you. JL, Chris, you need to explain yourself for this. What, because Braun ain't on?
Because I'm not Braun. Okay, I got you, JL. I love you too, brother. I love you too, man.
Sorry, Scott. Life gets in the way, he said. That's why he couldn't get there, man.
He's good, man. He's good.
All right. JL says, I miss Braun. Feels like it's been months since the last. Man, you just saw him last Tuesday.
Hey, JL, I got a cure for you, brother. I got a cure if you haven't done it already. 2K23. You can see Braun every single minute of the day, as long as you got electricity. There you go.
There you go, right there, man. JL, like I always say, I do not like people knowing who my boy is. Just let. Okay, you double talking, man. You
right.
Talking.
Man, come on, man.
You gotta love him though, man. You gotta love his passion, man.
His passion is you need to bring that passion to APW, bro. Wherever you live, JL, you need to bring it down to APW, man.
Well, we have to buy him a plane ticket because he lives in Canada. So
that's even better. That's even better. And we're better to come than American Pro Wrestling.
There you go. There you go, right there. Harry says, stop it, JL. This is about the indie show. Let Braun lie until later today, please. And JL, he'll try. He's going to try. JL, I feel like my heart has been good. You know what, Scott? I thought you loved Sammy, man, but you can't hold the
not near as
candlestick.
he's got a bromance going on. I said it. He's got a bromance going on there, boy.
Oh man, Brian Bullet, the real deal. Brian Bullet is on. What's up, Brian? Glad
Yeah,
you're
we're gonna
tuning
talk
in,
about
man.
Brian and his match later on, without a doubt.
Yeah,
Stick
Brian.
around, Brian. We're gonna talk about you, bro.
Yeah, he was in action last night, man. We're gonna talk about him too, man. Harry Taylor, thank you, JL. We appreciate it. Straight up. And Lord have mercy, JL, man. You know what? Hold on, JL. Man, look, this is since you need a Braun Breaker fix. So
I was gonna say you should just put a picture behind you. There you go.
There you go. Right there, man. Is this helping you? Is this giving you what you need, man? Are you feeling better now, man?
Here you go. I'll even add to it. Woo, 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 woo.
See, there you go, man. Good Lord, damn. Woo, goodness sake, man.
Oh, there you go. Bill Hazelwood said he started at APW too.
Oh man, Bill Hazelwood's in the building. Bill, what's up, man? Glad you're joining in, man. Hey, in the Straight Up Wrestling Show, we started at APW too. So, hey, man, there's a long list, man. And Harry said that's Jet. So I'm guessing the Facebook user, that was Jet, I'm guessing.
Oh.
I'm guessing Jet
Wrong
Mars,
guy?
the vigilante.
Okay.
JL, can you just give me some time to calm down? I need a minute, please, to grieve for a moment.
Wait a minute. JL, you got that twisted, brother. You got that so twisted, man.
Scott, man, I tell you, man, I know you got some fans, man, but our fans are something different, man.
I've noticed that, dude. I hardly miss a straight up show. I get mad when I miss a straight up show.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, my gosh. Hanson Terrell, what's up, Hanson Terrell? Hi there, guys. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you, Hanson. This guy right here, man, Scott, he is our AEW Dark Analyst. This guy does not miss an episode of AEW Dark, man. Nice. I mean, he can tell you anything about AEW Dark. I miss him because I forget they come on YouTube, but our man Hanson Terrell, he's always on it, man. He's always on it.
Let me tell you, my number one guest of all time independent wrestling was Calvin Hobbes. Mr. Hobbes, who's in AEW
Powerhouse.
Right now, and he's Powerhouse Hobbes, and he signed his contract like a month after appearing on my show.
Wow,
that's how tight it was for me to get him in there, man. It was awesome.
You were cutting it close, man. You were cutting it close, but that's a big feather in your cap, though.
But I love him. I love him, and I think he should be in MJF, going up against MJF soon. I hope that happens.
Yes,
that happens.
Yeah, I hope so too, man. My man Ray Underwood. Hello, Chris and guest Scott. All right, Ray. Glad you're joining in, man. Glad you're joining in. Harry, he's a vigilante. Okay. And Hanson Terrell, I missed AEW House Rules yesterday. Oh, okay. Oh, they had a show yesterday?
I did not know about that, so
I had no idea.
Check it out myself. Thank you, man.
Like I said, man, he's our AEW analyst, so he knows what's going on when it comes to AEW. JL at Ray Underwood, I know. I thought it was Bronx. Oh, Lord mercy. I love JL. I just love him to death, man. I do. I love him to death. Bill Hazelwood, our man, the fastest mouth in the South, and one heck of a ring announcer, too, guys. If y'all ever go to a show and Bill Hazelwood is on the card to do any announcing, I promise you, this guy right here, top notch.
And another guy, if you ever get to talk to Bill Hazelwood in person, sit down, open your ears, and listen to this. This man is a plethora. That's my big word for the day. Plethora of knowledge for professional wrestling, man.
Oh, Scott, excuse me for a moment. My wife just blew the horn. I got to go get some stuff. So, Scott, you can hold it down for me real quick. I'll be right back. I'm sorry, guys. I'll be right back.
Hey, guys. Hey, I'm a Straight Up Wrestling podcast. We're gonna let me see if I can. Oh, I can't do. We're gonna have to keep the Bill Hazelwood up there. But yeah, I was saying Bill Hazelwood, man. He is the man. He He has taught me a lot in my years on my show when I do my rants and I get upset at people and do things like that. And he comes on and straightens me out most of the time and tells me the real, meaning behind professional wrestling and stuff like that. JL says, good times, memories, man. Oh, yeah. He also said, okay, last thing about our Hero 2K23, my rise was Braun in it. What are the odds? Oh, yeah, there you go. Harry said, we're cutting it close to Chris. We got to get CC on the show. Yep, I agree with that. JL said, quick question. Why does it seem like my name and reputation is always linked to him? Whenever I show up, people always think of him. That's because that's all you ever do is talk about him, bro. Come on. And Dave Thomas said, speaking of APW and Boiling Springs, Rest Slim worked a show out there last year and plan on coming out there again soon. There you go, man. I'm telling you, say what you want about APW, and they'll tell you the same thing. Any guys who are out there, and I will say this right now. Last night, I realized that there are two guys on that APW roster right now that it's their house. APW, it's their house. The bad guys, when AJ Frost steps out, everybody boos him. Everybody. The whole place goes nuts booing him. And the baby face or the good guys, dump truck. When he comes out, when he came out last night, the place went nuts. I mean, you could barely hear yourself in that place. So, yeah, right now, those two own the house at APW, without a doubt, with or without titles. I'm going to tell you that right now. The titles are a part of it, but with or without titles, it's their house. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it, man. So I feel kind of weird being on here. It is not my show, and I'm sitting here talking, but that's cool, man. That's cool. Yeah, I don't want to start talking about the show, but there's a lot of great guys out there at APW that are wrestling, up and comers, some great tag teams we saw last night. I got to see the Allen brothers for the first time wrestle. That was pretty cool for me. The New Age Freebirds, first time I got to see them in action together. That was pretty cool. Mayhem McQueen, I interviewed him on #Truth. I got to see him wrestle in person for the first time last night. That was pretty special. Bruno Royce was out there. So we're going to talk about all these matches as soon as he gets back. I don't want to, start, like I said, start talking about him and then, leave him out of his own show without a doubt, man. So how's everybody doing out there tonight, man? Say hi, ask questions, comments, whatever. I don't know what else to do, man. Harry said, thanks for holding it down, boy. I appreciate it. I wasn't expecting to come on the show and holding it down. That's for sure, Harry. I could see, this is where a partner comes in handy. And I'm realizing that the hard way. Because everybody knows my health is not the best in the world, and I cancel here and there. I have no choice. But with having a partner, I could always rely on the other person to take over if I'm not there, and that's the cool thing about having a partner. But I also want to say something else before Chris comes back and we start talking about this show, man. Yeah, there was 3 podcasters out there at APW, but I'm going to be honest with you guys, man. When it comes to APW, that's Rampage Den's house. I just want to make that perfectly clear. There was a bunch of podcasters at that show last night, but let's make it perfectly clear that Rampage's Den is APW's house as far as podcasting. He does.
All right.
Show.
Sorry about that, Scott, man. My wife, about a week ago had double carpal tunnel surgery done. And she just went and she was back at work that Monday. She had the surgery on Friday, was back to work that Monday. She's recouping and everything. Just came from the store. Can't really lift anything over, I say, not even 5 pounds. So I had to go get the stuff out the car and everything and all that. So I'm sorry about that, guys.
Oh,
So
you good, man. You
you know,
good. Hey,
whew.
man. I hope she gets to feeling better soon, man.
Oh yeah, she's back to herself. Like
She's
I said.
strong, man. She's been through a lot in the last year or so, man.
Oh
She's a
man,
strong woman.
you have no idea, man. You have no idea, man. But yeah, whew, okay. Where
And
were we,
she makes
Scott?
a lot of your guys' merch, I understand, which is totally
Yes,
cool.
yes. This is one of the first shirts she made right here, which was basically iron, like an iron-on ink, kind of thing. Now she's doing it more so with the vinyl. So yeah,
Nice.
she's well, she's making a lot of the merch, man, and what you can order, special order requests, just hit me or HBT up if you want a shirt or something. We can get it done for you guys. All right, so Sky, where do we stop off at, man? Because I'm just like,
You got it on the screen, man. I can't run the screen.
Okay. All right, Bill Hazelwood, man. Bill Hazelwood, like I was saying, man, awesome announcer. One of the best.
He's a jack of all trades at any show, let me tell you.
Yep, and let me tell you, and matter of fact, he has a big feather in his cap too, Scott. If you don't know, what you probably do, this guy actually got to announce a boxing match for Roy Jones Jr.
Nice. I know he does professional wrestling. He does the what do you call that? Where they come in. My mind just went totally blank.
Okay.
But Strongest Man or whatever, where they come in.
Yeah, strong man.
They just come off the streets and they fight.
Yeah. Tough man.
Tough man. There you go. Tough man. Sorry about that, Bill. I'm trying to lift you up, but
but Bill's one of the greats, man. Like Scott said, if you ever just around that man, even if it's for 5 minutes, you will learn so much.
Shut up and open these. That's what I do every time I'm standing around him, boy. I'm telling you, guys.
Man,
there are a few of them out there in professional wrestling, and he's one of them, without a doubt.
Yes, man. It was, yeah. And my man HBT said we're cutting it close too. We got to get CC on the show. Our man Curtis Coleman, and if you haven't seen him, you are definitely missing out. Curtis Coleman, Scott, if you ever get a chance, he is an amazing talent. I mean, amazing talent, yes. And we got to get him on the show because he has some news that I want him to break. Even though me and HBT know, he has some big news that we need him to break. Nice. I don't want to steal his thunder. So, no pun intended, Chris Anderson. But but yeah. So he's definitely another guy. And we got a Facebook user here. Dave Thomas. Dave Thomas says, speaking of APW in Boiling Springs, Ref Slim worked a show out of there last year and plan on coming out there again soon. Okay, awesome, man. Awesome. Now, Ray Underwood, Scott, has a question for you. Does Gangrel still come around APW?
I do not know that. Like I said, I've only been there 6 times in my entire life. But I can imagine he's been there. I mean, like I said,
I'm sure he has at some point. I'm sure at some point.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't think there's a superstar that's made it to 88. Well, I won't say AEW because they're kind of new, but WWE. That even if they haven't wrestled there, they know APW. I mean, there's not. I'll just put it this way: it's under new management, new ownership, and that's awesome. Yeah. But Chief Jay Eagle owned that for quite a while, and there's not a person around who don't know who Chief Jay Eagle is. If you don't, you should at least meet the man because he is, if anything, he is entertainment.
Yes, he is. Eagle is definitely one of a kind. There is definitely none like him. I love the guy to death, man. I love the guy to death. And like me and Harry said, you can have your personal opinion about him or whatever.
Right.
But the man is who he is. He makes no qualms about it. Chief Jay Eagle is Chief Jay Eagle. That's the only way you can say it.
Always ready to eat. And if you know him, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes. Yes, man.
I'll give it away. he wrestles with a fork in his tights or in his boot or whatever. So
Yeah.
my kind of guy right there.
Hey, because he'll wrestle and then go dig out at the buffet right afterwards, right, man? Don't even need utensils. He's like, all right, just put the plate on.
I got my own. Here you go.
Exactly. All right, man.
Good.
So let's get into this show last night, Scott. Last night's show, American Pro Wrestling. Awesome crowd. Like you said, about 100 or so in attendance, man. Good crowd, loud crowd. And it got so rowdy where you said that they had to make an announcement for the kids to get off the rails because they were trying to get a better view of the action and stuff, and they didn't want anybody to get hurt and all that.
Right.
Which you said you've never heard that at a show until you came.
Never heard that at a show until APW. And I mean, I've never heard it outside of APW, to be honest.
No. So that tells you something right there. That really tells you something right there, guys. I mean, hey, but yeah, that's awesome there. Awesome thing there, man. So the first match, man, we have El Chili Rojo versus Seth Black.
Yes.
Now, Scott.
El Chili Rojo, or however you pronounce his name. We're probably messing that up, probably, but he come out and I'd never seen him before, so that was like, okay, this is a new guy, or I thought was a new guy. And he comes out to the ring and he's got this blue mask on and everybody's booing him, and I'm like, what the heck's going on here, man? This is kind of weird. He gets in the ring and he's doing a promo, and then out comes the commissioner, and he's like, all right, Jay, I know that's you under there. I know it's you. And I had to get schooled on, what was going on at APW at that point.
Yeah.
And they were like, this guy's, got suspended, so he's not supposed to be in the building at all. Yeah. So the commissioner comes out and he says, man, we got a rule here in the contracts, in the fine print, that says if you're wearing a mask, we can take that mask off. And he said, referee, take that mask off. So he didn't even, at first I was like, well, what the heck? He's not even arguing or anything. He just flipped his hood and said, okay, take the mask. Dude took the mask. He had another one on. So he had a black one on underneath that.
Yeah.
And the commissioner goes, okay, well, we'll get that. And he goes, oh, no. Wait a minute. You said a mask.
One
the fine
mask.
Print says a mask.
One
you
singular.
Can't take the second one. So let's do this match. And then the match went.
The funny thing is, man, to go back a little ways on that storyline, it was basically Seth Black and Jay Stunner were having some, matches and everything. And some things went awry for Jay Stunner. He ends up getting suspended. So we don't see Stunner for a while. He can't come in the building, can't do nothing. Can't be on the premises or nothing. So one day, all of a sudden, this masked man starts showing up around APW, and everybody's like, wait a minute. You talk like, you kind of look like, and everybody's like, we know who you are. We know who you are. You're Jay Stunner. And, the guy's like, no, me no, I'm not, I'm not no Stunner. No, me no Jay Stunner. I don't know that man. I don't know him. And everybody's like, no, you're Stunner. So as the weeks went on, guess who shows up at the building? Jay Stunner. He's at the concession stand eating a hot dog. And the commissioner's like, hey, Stunner, what are you doing over there? You can't be here. We know that's you in the mask. You cannot be here. You're suspended. You can't be on the premises. Even if you paid a ticket, you can't be here. He's like, I'm just here eating a hot dog I paid. He's like, I don't care. You can't be here. You're that masked man. You're the one that's been wrestling this mask. He's like, well, can I just stay and watch the match? And I'll leave. So the next match, Lord and behold, it was the masked man wrestling the match while Stunner was sitting there watching the match. Everybody's like, wait a minute. Now, hold on. Whoa. Wait a minute. If Stunner's sitting right here watching the match, who's that in the ring? Stunner was like, I told you it wasn't me. And then he just politely left after the match.
There you go.
So now all of a sudden, we see Stunner every once in a while, and this Masked Man at periodically different points, and even sometimes together. And then we have this match where the Masked Man and Seth Black. I don't know what to think, Scott. This got my mind blown. I don't know who the dude is myself.
But it was a good match, man. Well fought match. Seth Black and El Chili and El Chili got DQ'd during the match, but
it was a good match, man. It was a good match, man. And Seth Black is a new up and comer in this business. Hadn't been wrestling long at all. Maybe a couple of months under his belt. He's put on a good performance for himself, man. He's definitely building his name.
Now, am I right in thinking that Seth Black was and I say kid because he's younger than me, so don't get offended, guys, if I call you kid. Is that the kid that was in the red, white, and blue trunks?
Yes, that was him. That was him.
I only have one bad thing to say about that match. And I have to put it out there. I wouldn't be me if I didn't.
Hey, man.
Seth, if you take a pile driver and get up in 30 seconds, you're wrong, brother. I'm sorry. You gotta sell a little bit longer on that one. That hurt my feelings. But other than that, great match. Dude took a pile driver, and 30 seconds later, he was up and moving around in the ring. That was the only bad thing I saw during that whole match. I'll be honest. Everything else was gold. But, dude, I'm 500 pounds. They pile drive me on my head. I'm not getting up in 30 seconds, brother. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Definitely not, man. Definitely.
But other than that,
Kane or Undertaker won't even get up in 30 seconds. I mean, they might get up in 45 seconds.
Could you imagine somebody taking a tombstone pile driver from the Undertaker and getting up in 30 seconds?
I would not want to be in the back when they come.
Undertaker would kill him.
I would not want to be in the back when they come through. When they come back through them curtains in the back, they're gonna have a come to Jesus meeting, and it would not be good.
And I mean, that's gonna come with time, with Seth and all that. I'm not saying anything bad about him. He's a good wrestler. I saw some great things. He's a great up and comer. I hope he does really well. But that was the only complaint I had about that match. The only one. Man. But I'll tell you another thing I'm excited about, and I can't wait till we get to it. We might be at that point right now, but I finally get to do the star system on on Straight Up Wrestling Show.
Yes, man. Yes. Man. And Harry says you can give him 30 seconds, but you should be crying like someone stole your dog.
Yeah.
Man, dude, if I took a pile driver, and I've taken some over my career, brother, I got up, and a minute later, I'm still feeling effects of that pile driver throughout the match, man. I'm not. Yep. I'm sorry, I'm not doing the Ultimate Warrior, just shaking that thing off. I'm gonna be like, oh God.
I'm big on the sell game. I'm going to tell everybody and anybody who's ever seen me critique matches, I'm big on the sell game. If you get hit with something that's supposed to hurt, act like it hurts, people. Act like it hurts.
That's part of putting the match over, man. That's part of putting the move over. Right. That's part of the performance, man. You know, you got to make it look real as possible. Right. And in some cases, if you're not with the right person, they're going to make it look real,
right? Without a doubt. And Seth, sir, please don't take this as I'm saying I don't like you, because I do. I enjoyed the match immensely. Yes, that was the only thing I had to point it out. Trust me, you're not the only one tonight that's going to get that. Trust me.
Hey, you on the Straight Up Wrestling Show, Scott? Lay it on them, man. Lay it on them.
You're not the only one that's going to get that. Oh, there you go. Look who showed up.
Oh, man, the man, Michael King. Yes, Michael, it was good seeing you too, sir. It was good seeing you, and thank you for gracing us with your presence, man. It was good seeing you. I'm glad you're in good health and everything, man, is going good for you. Good seeing you.
Looking good. His got King Enterprises looking good. Got championships coming in like crazy.
Yes, boy, I'm telling you. Yes, man. He is the puppeteer, still pulling the strings. Even from a distance, he is still pulling strings. And we're going to talk about that too, man. So yes. So, man, that match, like I said, oh, excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. Excuse me. When you're live, anything can happen.
Oh, trust me, you're preaching to the choir now, bro.
Like we said, Seth Black won because of DQ, and El Chile Rojo, hey, better look next time, buddy. But Scott,
what did I give the match? Yes.
yeah,
yes.
what did you give it? I'm gonna let you go first since you're the guest.
Like I said, the only move that brought this down was that. So I'll give it a 3 stars. It was entertaining. It was good.
Okay.
I'll give it
okay.
3.
Yeah, I can. Me personally, I was a little bit tougher on it. I was a little tougher. I gave it a 2.5.
Okay.
I give it 2.5. But since you're the guest, I can roll with it. I'm gonna give
Well,
it
I liked it because the storyline and all that, and the crowd was into Seth.
Yes.
The crowd was, USA.
Yes.
They were getting into it. So
and
I took all that into consideration.
El Chile Rojo was definitely getting some heat, man, from the crowd. He was definitely getting some heat, man, because everybody's like, "We know who you are. We know who you are," and I was like, "Okay." So yeah, he was definitely getting some heat, man. But we can give a 3-star for that one, definitely, man, definitely. Now the second match of the night, this guy hasn't been wrestling it long either. I come to find out, Scott, he's been wrestling only since September. Jamie Purge versus our man Raya. Raya is a big favorite at APW, and Jamie Purge, like I said, new on the scene, but he's smart because he's hooked up to somebody very influential in that locker room, when we'll get to in a minute, though.
Right.
But Scott, this match,
and I will say the first thing I want to say about Jamie Purge is he's been hitting me up to come on hashtag. I'm definitely going to get him on there.
Yeah.
And when I saw him in the ring, I'm not gonna lie to anybody. Hashtag truth. I looked at him and went, if 90% of professional wrestlers in the independent wrestling scene looked like him, the man looked like he just came out of the gym. I mean, 6-pack abs. I mean, probably 3 to 5% body fat. Can move around the ring.
Yes.
Wow. Just look alone. The eye test. Passed it.
Yeah.
Big time. Jamie Purge, big time.
Because, I mean, the way he carries himself in the back, too, man. I was in the back, and the way he carries himself in the back, I was like, this dude's been wrestling for at least 10 to 15, man. At least.
There's a little AJ in him.
Yeah. I see what you did there. And I was like, this guy has that veteran swag about him. He has that veteran swag. And then when he dropped that jewel on him, he's like, no, man, I've only been doing this since September.
Wow.
What?
Wait, what? He'll be a good one in the future. Trust me.
I was like, dude, you have that I've been doing this forever veteran look and vibe about you, bro. I'm like, you don't come in the door with that already on
the
you.
The eye test is one of the biggest things in professional wrestling that a lot of wrestlers don't pass right away.
Yes.
Is the eye. And what I mean is like the Jim Cornette eye test. The ones that say, the old school. I'm old school people, if you hadn't figured it out. The old school people who say you got to be a big body, you got to, be a presence. Unless you're some kind of where your gimmick doesn't, if you're a big body like Hurricane or something like that, then your gimmick doesn't, you're not going to have huge muscles in that. But for the most part, a wrestler should look like a wrestler. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. And we've talked that about on the show, where you can see somebody walking down the street and you be like, I don't know if he is, but that dude might be a wrestler. When you got that kind of presence, just walking down the street, somebody look at you, never seen you before, and you be like, no matter your stature and height, you just have that vibe about you and that aura, and they be like, I don't know much about wrestling, but I think that guy might be a wrestler.
Right.
When you're able to present that and give that look and that vibe, yeah. That's step one right there.
Agree.
That's step one right there.
And Raya, tall.
Oh yeah.
Can move around the ring.
Yes.
Pretty good. He had good awareness of where he's at in the ring and stuff like that. You could see he's an up and comer too.
Yes.
It was a good match, man. But of course, Jamie Purge being part of the AJ Styles house faction, he got DQ'd because
he got DQ'd,
something happened at the end of the match. I'm going to let you announce that, but something happened at the end of the match that caused the DQ.
Yeah,
man, had all kinds of stuff going on. So,
man, I didn't know if when we get to that, I didn't know if somebody was gonna make it out of that building alive, man. And when I tell you, man, that match was good. And like you said, man, Jamie Purge has attached himself to the APW champion AJ Frost, man, the Freak Daddy, and which is not a bad move. If you want to attach yourself to somebody, attach yourself to the top dog. Befriend the top dog. Prove yourself to the top dog, and then you be like, you know what? All right, kid, you can roll with me. I'll take you under my wing, kid. You might be somebody I can mess with.
Perfect example, Sammy and the Bloodline.
There you go. Perfect example right there, man. And Jamie Purge, man, he has definitely a high upside and a high ceiling to him too, and Raya too. Raya definitely does also. So both of these guys have high ceilings, man. High ceilings, nothing but upside from both of them. But like you said, Raya got the win via DQ because oh man, I did not see this coming in a million years. Raya has had a partner that we all know. His name is Justin Kendrick. Now, these two literally, no kayfabe, no storyline. These two are like this. They came up from the sandbox. These are Mutt and Jeff. You see one, you're going to see the other somewhere. True good friends. I mean, like me and Harry, we've known each other for almost 30 years. True good friends. And what happens, man? Raya beat down, had a hard match. Justin comes in, man. He's like, you know what? Hey, I'm going to help my buddy out, man. I am not going to stand for this. I'm going to help my buddy out.
Right.
Picks him up off the match. He's like, you okay, man? Raya, like I said, had a rough match, had a rough go. He's like, yeah.
He made the comment when he came out to help clear AJ and his goons off of his partner Raya that, that's enough. This is enough. We've had enough. And everybody was just sucked in like, okay, he's out there. He's going to save his partner. We're good to go. Maybe if they're stupid enough to come in, it'll be at least 3-on-2. It'll be, the numbers game is kind of even at that point.
Exactly.
Not quite even, but kind of.
Yeah.
And then the magic happened.
He helps Raya up off the mat, man. He's checking on Raya, gives him a little bro hug. He's like, you good, man? He's like, yeah. And I don't know if I honestly don't know if Justin had a nervous twitch in his leg or what happened or something happened, but
we'll say nervous twitch. But Raya ended up back on his back, and then there were 4 beating on him.
Yeah, because he had some cracked eggs, to say the least. And that, you could literally feel the air get sucked out the building.
Right.
Because nobody saw that coming. Justin turned on his best friend in real life, turned on his best buddy, his brother, you might as well say. And next thing you know, you got AJ Frost, Jamie Purge, you had Caleb Crocker, and now you had Justin Kendrick, all beating on Raya, just wearing this poor guy out. After a hard match already, you got all 4 of these guys jumping on him.
Right.
And I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, what and why? And Justin said it best. You know what? If you can't beat them, join them. And I was like,
there was a picture that somebody had taken. I don't know who it was. I just saw it on Facebook this morning of all 4 of them outside the ring and they both kind of turned to whoever took the picture at the same time, and that's a faction that it'll give you chills when you look at it, man. That's a pretty cool faction. But I like it. APW, you know us couch bookers, we're already, Raya versus which one of these four next week, because we know what's coming. Raya's gonna want his partner, but AJ Frost, he's not gonna just let that happen. So it's gonna be fun to watch what happens after this, man.
Yeah, it's gonna have some repercussions. Raya is gonna get his pound of flesh some kind of way. I don't know how, but I know Raya is definitely gonna get his pound of flesh some kind of way.
Harry makes a good point. I didn't think about that. Yeah.
Wow. Harry said Michael King had something to do with that. LOL, shaking my head. And what did I say? What did I say earlier, Scott? The Puppet Master.
Michael King put out a post this morning saying that he's going on the trip with them with King Enterprises. So
he's going on the family vacation. So I'm like, wow. Like I said, Scott, he may not be in the Southeast anymore, but he's still pulling the strings. He's playing the ultimate puppet master, man.
Yes, sir.
Wow. And your man James Roberts is on. He says, "Hey, Scott."
Mr. XCW, the owner of XCW, Excalibur Championship Wrestling.
James, glad to have you on, man. Glad to have you on, man. Glad you're on the show. But, man, Scott, I would give that one, man, a solid 3, man. I would give that a solid 3. What about you?
I'm with you. I'm with you. That was what I was thinking right off the bat. It was a 3. The storyline and everything. Again, once it progresses a little bit further, the matches would probably get. If I was still rating them, of course, Harry's going to replace me again next week. But, I would imagine that storyline is going to build momentum and it'll get better. But yeah. For what it was worth, the way that went down, solid 3 stars.
Oh yeah, man, easy, man. Because like I said, man, not Raya, but Justin Kendrick has a shaved head now, and it's because of AJ and his cronies, man. So he's like, you know what? I've been fighting these jokers for a while, man. I'm tired of getting my butt whooped, so I got to make a business decision. And he made a big one last night. Boy, did he ever, man! Woo. And speaking of Michael King, we're going to go into our third match of the evening. The Rolls-Royce of Wrestling, Pony Boy Bruno Royce versus the Wanderer, Doug Riley.
Now, I have to say this. Everybody who knows me, who's ever been out to HWA or any show I frequent, I always cheer the good guys and always boo the bad guys. Bruno Royce is the one that broke that habit.
Ooh.
I was rooting for Bruno last night.
Wow. That's saying something, Scott.
That'll tell you something about Bruno.
Because the only time I've even seen you do that, Scott, I think it was the second or third time I ever came up to HWA. I want to say you made a bet with Luke Childress.
I did. With his dad.
Yes. And you had to go sit on the other side of the arena.
I said if his dad lost, that I would wear his dad's shirt and go root for the bad guys the whole night. And guess what? His dad won, and I ended up I still got his shirt.
and I remember you saying, you like, man, it don't even feel right sitting on this side of the building. I was like, right. And then you was like, it feels awkward. And then it feels even crazier. I have to cheer this guy. Like it just feels unnatural.
It doesn't. It didn't feel natural. It didn't feel good at all, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. But yeah, last night he broke that, and I rooted for Bruno Royce. Man, I can't say enough about Bruno. We could sit here all day and talk about Bruno Royce. I'm telling you, but this kid has come a long way.
Oh and man,
I'm gonna say it, and if you don't agree with it, too bad. if you're a company out there and you're not booking Bruno Royce and putting a belt on him, you don't know anything about wrestling. I'm just going to put it out there,
man. And it was so great. And speaking of the man,
his ears were burning. His ears,
his ears was burning. He know we were getting ready to talk about his match next, so he had to come on and see what the.
I mean, I have to be nice to the HWA Mid Atlantic champion and the AWL heavyweight champion also, and there'll be more. Oh
yes, man. Bruno Royce, man, in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Bruno Royce, and I can honestly say, Scott, I saw this guy from where he started to where he is now.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I haven't seen all of his matches in person to where he is now, I've seen the growth. I've seen the maturity. I've seen the progress.
Chris, how many wrestlers do you know show up in a 3-piece suit every time they show up to a wrestling ring? How many wrestlers do you know, independent professional wrestlers that show up with an entourage? 3-4 guys that walk him out or walk him. Last night when he won the match, what happened? Did you see what happened?
No, I missed.
Michael King was standing over, and he had his robe out like this, to where he just had to come over and put on his robe.
Yes.
How many guys do you know where a man like Michael King would do that for one of his wrestlers? You got a high commodity when Michael King is putting a robe on you after your match.
And did you see that robe? Did you see that? Man? Okay.
Right?
Let me tell you all something about Bruno, man. Like I said, I saw him from when he started to where he is now, and I've followed his progress. Leaps and bounds. The man has definitely come up a long way through the ranks, and he's making a name for himself.
No doubt.
He told me, man, that robe was 100% Versace.
I believe it.
And if you know anything about brand names, Versace is not cheap. I would dare say the lowest thing on Versace that you could probably get is going to run you about $300 to $400 is the cheapest thing you can get this Versace.
That's a Ric Flair type robe, ladies and gentlemen. Just putting it out there.
And I'm going to put this out here, Bruno. I'm sorry, but I got to spill the beans. I was like, Bruno, how much? I got to know, bro. Because I know you are top dollar, man. You are top dollar kind of guy. Scott, when I lay this number on you, he said that robe ran him $700.
I wouldn't doubt it.
$700.
And here's another thing. Here's another tidbit about Bruno Royce if you've never seen him in person. And if you haven't, shame on you. When you see him on a poster, pay your 10, 20, 15, whatever. Go see him. How many wrestlers out there do you know that has advertisements on their gear?
None. Bruno Royce
has an advertisement on his gear from a sponsor.
Yes.
That's doing it right, bro.
Yes. I've never seen that.
Michael King. That's a Michael King influence. I'm putting it out there too, but he listens, and Bruno's gonna be a multi-time champion and nothing but the best, man.
Yeah.
That's why I had to change my game, and Bruno did it. I'm gonna tell you.
And it was good seeing Bruno, man, because Bruno he's looking slim and trim, man. He's looking in top peak condition too, man. The guy is working on his body, he's working on his physique, he's working on his in-ring, he's working on his exterior. The man looks like money. And when you look like money and you wrestle like money, you make money. So therefore, you will be a champion in this business. And like I've said before, and I quote from Booker T, this business is about two things: checks and championships.
That's it.
And Bruno is
what's cool about Bruno too, and I'm learning this the hard way, because when he first started wrestling, I was one of the first ones. Oh, you're just this. Oh, you're just that.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know which Bruno you're going to get when he gets in the ring. Whether he's going to thump you, whether he's going to twist you in knots, whether he's going to come off the top rope 15 times. Bruno can do all of it. There's not just one little thing to Bruno's game.
Yeah.
Bruno has the whole package.
Yeah, and because when he first started, we were like, okay, he's good. He does more of the collegiate Greco-Roman style ground and pound. And I was like,
if he ain't beating on somebody's back of their head to get, to get the match stopped, that's what got me. That's what got me to hating him. And then it was like, okay, from there he kind of grew on me.
and I told him, I was like, Bruno, what you're doing is great, but you need to put your pro in pro wrestling.
Oh, he's
and over time he's done it. He's done it by leaps and bounds, man. And I applaud him. I applaud him. But man, this match right here with him and Doug Riley, man. Doug Riley's no slouch. Doug Riley, he's definitely no slouch, Scott. He has definitely come up through the ranks. And he's definitely been around.
Right.
So I was like, okay, this ought to be a good test for Bruno, because Doug Riley is like a wrestler / brawler, almost like a Brooklyn brawler, if you will.
Right. Well, he comes out with the Fonzarelli type gimmick, the 1950s type gimmick,
the grease, the grease
gimmick, right? The only thing that I would say about that, and I want to know who that is too, by the way. Somebody better give us a name, because I want to know who that is that's saying that, I advised him to do so. If that's not Michael King, I'd love to know who that is.
I'm thinking it's Michael King myself.
Okay. Because all of a sudden his picture stopped showing up on there, and that's kind of weird. But the only thing I will say to Riley is play a little bit more into the gimmick. That's the only thing I saw. And I've only seen one match, so, I could be wrong. But, play more into that 1950s, the Fonzie gimmick. And you're going to get a bigger fan base. Trust me. Because he's got the look. He's got that 50s look. He's got the swagger. Bring out he's got the
leather jacket,
the whole 9 yards. Yeah,
and
he's got the
slick back hair with the comb and everything. He's got all that going, man.
Play into that gimmick. The more he plays into that gimmick, the more fun that gimmick is going to be.
He kind of gives me off.
I think he should come out to 1950s music. He should come out to a 1950s song, song of that. Come out to Happy Days, bro. I mean, as stupid as that sounds, but come out to a song like that where people from that era, like, and I'm one of them. I'm old. I'd be out there Monday, Tuesday, happy day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I mean, like I said, he gives me the honky tonk vibes when, the pink cattle.
Very much so.
Obviously without the Elvis gimmick, but he gives you off that vibe, the honky tonk man vibes, That's what he gives off if you've never seen him. And he's a great talent. But this match, man, Bruno Royce and Doug Riley, like I said, it was a clash of styles. But it worked. It worked because you had the more aggressive brawler Doug Riley versus the more refined finesse Bruno Royce, who I said can mat wrestle, come off the top rope, tie in the knots, and that's what he did.
That's basically
and the man even can box, so he can throw that in there too.
Right. Riley got some shots in. Riley got some shots in. He's got a power game, and I hope, like I said, a little bit more of the gimmick and play on that power game.
Yeah.
Sky's the limit, man.
Yeah, and he put some clotheslines on Bruno too, man, that I was like, did you? Whew. I'm like, yikes, man. I'm like, Bruno, check your head, man. Make sure it's still on your shoulders, because he was landing man some Nikita Koloff stuff on there, man.
Right.
And it was some good stuff. And Doug Riley, like I said, he put up a heck of a fight, man. Heck of a fight. But unfortunately, it wasn't good enough, man. It wasn't good enough because Bruno ultimately came through and got the win, man. Right. I mean, like I said, Doug Riley gave a good showing of himself. And Bruno took Doug's best shots, but it just wasn't enough, man, on this particular day. Now, I'm sure they'll probably meet up somewhere else down the road, but on this particular day, Bruno was the better of the two.
Right. Right.
So
No doubt.
on that one, man, because I think, honestly, in my opinion, I rate it because I think Riley could have did a little bit more. You know, he could have did a little bit more to add to that match. I have to give it a 2.5.
I'm with you on that one,
me.
and mine's the same reason. Play on the gimmick. He should have did a power move and then took out a comb.
And yes, man, yes,
that would be, you know, beautiful. Even if you're not a heel, I mean, take out a comb and hey, you know,
straighten out the hair.
Bring out a mirror. Bring out a mirror.
Time out, like, hold on, man. I gotta get my hair back.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, just little things like that.
Because
he'll get there, bro.
How many times Ric Flair did that during his career?
Right.
Ric Flair, wait a minute, hold on, okay.
The model Rick Martel, all them guys that played, you know, characters like that. You know, they all did it.
And speaking of the model Rick Martel, I want to say happy belated birthday to him. He turned, I want to say sometime earlier this week or yesterday, possibly. I can't remember when, but it's sometime this week. 67 years old.
Wow.
67.
Gosh, you are making me feel so old right now, dude.
Hey, man.
I watched him go all through, you know, championship wrestling and into WWE and all that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude, has it been that long?
Well, happy birthday to the model Rick Martel.
Yes,
happy belated birthday, man. Many blessings upon you, sir.
Very much so.
Man. Then we get into our fourth match, Scott. Our fourth match of the night, man, was a tag match. And we talked about this man earlier. Our man, Chief Jay Eagle, who teamed with a family member. And if you understand that, what I mean by that, the storyline.
Faction, the family, right?
The family, yep. Okay.
I got you.
Nick Fury, who is definitely no stranger to pro wrestling at all. And if you know anything about indie wrestling, you know the name Nick Fury.
Another APW mainstay.
Yes. But that name rings weight around the indie scene. Everybody, you say Nick Fury anywhere, they're like, yeah, I remember wrestling. And Nick's been around for a while, man. So, but he's an APW mainstay.
And for those of you who don't know, we were talking about Luke Fury earlier. He's the son of Nick Fury.
Yes, man. Yes. And the one thing, like you said, what I love about Luke, he has the Fury name, but the man is making his own trail.
He stands alone.
He's following his own path.
His daddy would beat him up if he didn't. Come on, man. Let's just be honest.
Exactly. And because those some big shoes to fill. So, hey, instead of filling your shoes, I'll follow your guidance while walking in my own shoes.
There you go.
That's
man.
What you got to do. And their tag opponents, which was hilarious to me because these two been at odds for a while. So I don't know if they came to a reconciliation or, you know, or
they look good together though.
Yeah, had dinner or something. And you're right, they look good together. But Dagon and Squeaks. I was like, wow.
And Squeaks the Clown, boy. I tell you, these two. I love the Squeaks the Clown is Squeaks the Clown. There's nothing. He is who he is, and he's awesome. I enjoy it. Ice cream truck, everything he's done, I love it.
And one of the best big men in the business too.
Oh yeah. Kind heart too. If you know the real man, kind heart too. Very nice guy. Whole 9 yards. Dagon was new to me. Dagon was new to me. Really? That was the first time I'd seen him.
Really? Oh wow. Okay.
And I loved everything I saw about him, man. He was the one that during the match took most of the beating. He was the one that gave the hot tag if you're a mark.
Yeah. This match, man, I mean, and Scott's being nice when he says took the beating. That man was in that ring.
Eagle did some fine dining for about 20 minutes in that match. Just saying.
Yeah. Eagle, if you watch this at any point, Eagle, I'm going to please eat before you wrestle so you won't be so hungry.
Right.
Because, I mean, come on, man. You know, I get it. You worked up an appetite and everything, but eat before or after.
I just love, you know what makes me laugh so much is Eagle, first of all, is a great entertainer.
Yes, he is.
You know, let's be real. Let's tell the hashtag truth. Like
there you go.
He's in his 70s.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of fuel left in the tank.
Yeah.
You know, you're not going to get a huge 5-star wrestling match out of Jay Eagle. Let's just put it that way. Everybody knows. But make you laugh.
Yes.
Be a quintessential heel. Pull out that knife from 50 places. He'll put that knife. Why did I say knife? Fork. He'll put that fork anywhere. Hide it anywhere, you know.
Yeah.
And he's just amazing, bro.
He is, amazing. Man. He is, and he's gonna work over that crowd, man. And he did, man. He got so many reactions from that crowd and everybody, man. People cheering him, people booing him. I think, man, some of them people want to just come over that barricade and just beat the crap out of him by himself, man. I mean,
but you know what, Chris? Every one of them guys paid a ticket. Every one of them guys paid for a ticket to boo him. And that, you can hate him all you want, but you're gonna have to pay a ticket to go do it.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, hey, did you pay to get in? Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Right. I mean, he's not the sole owner of APW now. We all know that, but still, you know, you still got to pay to come see Jay Eagle do it.
Exactly, man. His name still has drawing power. If his name is on the marquee anywhere, people gonna come and see Jay Eagle. I'm gonna see what that old man if he still got it. Here's my $10. Or whatever.
I got you. And let me tell you, Dagon and Squeaks look good as a tag team with the face paint and stuff like that. I believe, and this is just me again, I understand they're both separate entities, but if they want to be a serious tag team, somehow do the face paint the same and come out and do your thing, you know?
Yeah.
But hey, you know, they did well together. Dagon, like I said, took the beating for most of the match. Jay Eagle and Nick Fury. I mean, they did everything behind the ref's back that you could imagine. I mean,
they worked him over, man.
Yes.
I mean, I've seen people take beatings before, and those two, man, Eagle and Fury will stretch the rules to the umpteenth degree. If they can get away with it, they are. Even if they can't get away with it, they're gonna do it. They don't care. If the ref is looking, they're so big and bad. We're like,
that was the thing. The crowd was screaming every time they cheated at the referee and telling them what they were doing wrong. And I mean, like I said, that crowd again, the crowd at APW was on fire that night, man.
Yeah.
But in the end, Squeaks finally got that hot tag from Dagon and
cleaned house. Cleaned house, man. Cleaned house. And it was like they were doing everything they could to keep Squeaks out that ring because they knew if he got in that ring at any point, it was going to be some problems. And when he finally got in there, man, Scott, you saw it. It was some problems. I mean, Nick couldn't stop him. Eagle couldn't stop him, but both of them together couldn't.
That's a big scary clown to be coming at you, man. If he's mad and during that match they were slapping him and hitting him and
teasing him the whole
agonizing him the whole match.
Oh,
and when he finally got the legal tag and the ref saw it, that was the big thing. The ref finally saw the tag.
Yes,
they did that to perfection. It was on. It was on.
Yeah, man. And then it ends up, Eagle gets in there, and there was a slight miscommunication between Nick and Eagle. I don't know what happened, man, but there was some miscommunication. They weren't on the same page for a quick second. And Scott, guess what? Dagon was like, oh, this is my chance. Rolls up Eagle, 1, 2, and 3. Just for that split second when Eagle and Nick weren't on the same page, that was like, okay. I got you now. I got you. And they come away with the win, man.
They did.
A great match, man. Great match. And I know Dagon's feeling it, man, because he took a beating, man. 20 minutes of just getting beat on by two guys. That's rough. I don't even know if I could take a minute of getting beat on by one guy anymore, man. They're never less 20 by 2.
Right.
But Scott, what would you give that one, man?
I gave it 3 stars with Eagle and Nick doing their heel thing. Everybody was enjoying it, yelling at the ref. Like I said, everybody was involved in the match. Dagon got a bunch. I don't know if he brought a bunch of people with him or if he just is over that much, but there was a whole section in that building that was chanting for Dagon during that match.
Yes, they were. He was
to build him back
over.
up. So I give it a solid 3.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely can roll with a 3 on that, man. Easy, solid 3. The match was amazing, man. I had no qualms about it, man. And
I would definitely watch that match over again if there was a redo or you know what I'm saying.
Oh, of course, man.
If there was a challenge made back, hey, we're my favorite part of the whole match happened right after the 3 count, which was amazing. Chief Jay Eagle took a roll up on the legs now, and he got up and they pulled my hair. I laughed so hard, dude. I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
But that's one of the things in wrestling, man. Heck, man, they'd be like, "Wait a minute, he pulled my hair. He's got my tights, man."
He was doing that with the crowd. He was grabbing the referee and going, "That little girl pulled my hair."
Man, and now we know Eagle's got some long hair. We know this guy. Eagle's got some long hair, but right. I don't know if Eagle's hair is that long, man. I mean, he's no Rapunzel now.
He is always great entertainment, man. Always.
Yeah. He's no Rapunzel. Your Eagle, I'm sorry, you got long hair, but your hair ain't that long, man. Right, I'm sorry, brother.
and I'm sad to say that he started taking his gear off at the taking his headdress and all that, and his necklace shattered. I don't know if people saw that, but his necklace kind of imploded there, and it was all over the ring. They were scooping it up. I hope he gets that necklace fixed because that's a fixture in his character. So
yes, and not just his character. That's part of his real heritage too. Right. He is actual Native American Indian, man. He really is, man. As a matter of fact, Ray Underwood, one of our staples here, man, here on the Straight Up Wrestling Show, says, what about a match October 8th, 2005? Eagle versus Hammer Valentine.
Eagle has a scrapbook. Eagle has a scrapbook at his house, and he tells me about it all. I've had him on #Truth, and he told me about this scrapbook. And the next time I interview Jay Eagle, I'm gonna go to his house to interview him. We've already set this up.
Yeah. And
we're gonna sit down and we're gonna go through that scrapbook. He's got pictures of him with all these guys that he has wrestled throughout the years, and trust me, that is going to be a name drop episode if I've ever seen one.
Man, yeah, because Eagles got
Greg the Hammer Valentine. Let me tell you, that's a name drop.
Yeah, and you can't forget his buddy, his partner, his God rest his soul, Chief Wahoo McDaniel,
the man who taught him what to do.
Yes, another one right there, man. So that's 2 name drops. And I know the photo album you're talking about. That thing is about that.
It's thick.
It's about that.
Well, that's 40 years. We just talked about it. 40 years.
Yeah, man.
It's still going.
Man, it did, man. I was like, wow. So that was
Thomas Scott. Okay,
Thomas. Okay.
It was still in Carolina though, Thomas. It's good.
Oh, now this is something I didn't know. Thomas Scott, he's known R-Truth for 30 years and he went to high school. Okay, Thomas. Wow.
Nice.
That's something I did not know. Okay, Thomas. Wow. The things you learn. You learn.
Right. There you go.
That was just like my wife. She actually went to school with Christopher Daniels. She went to high school with Christopher Daniels.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Nice. He graduated a year ahead of her. So yeah, up at Fayetteville High School, up in North Carolina. Yeah, so hey, the things you learn, man. The things you learn. So we're gonna get to our 5th match of the night, man. A gentleman who was in the comments earlier, the Real Deal Brian Bullet versus Commodore Legion.
I've got to say something right off the bat. I'm sorry. I hope he doesn't get angry at me, but I have to say something right off the bat.
Okay.
I don't like the gimmick Commodore. Commodore Legion. I don't like that gimmick. I like his old one. Come back, Legion, with the orange helmet and the badass that you used to be, excuse my language, but come back as that guy. We loved that guy, and you took that away from us. That was the guy that I miss, and if he'd come back like that, I'd get behind. I'm not saying anything about his wrestling.
No.
Just the gimmick.
He's a great talent.
Came out with that, and I didn't understand it either. His name is Commodore Legion, but he comes out with the
staff with the skull on it.
The skull on it. It makes none of it made sense to me. It just made no sense to me. I was like, "What is this?"
Yeah.
So it confused me. And then he's a big man who does a lot of acrobatics. That was another thing that confused me. And I was like, you should be all power. You should be power. You should be doing the power game. I mean, it's cool that you're acrobatic and everything, but I mean, you came out looking like, and then you start flying like a cruiserweight. I'm like, none of it made sense, bro. I'm just gonna be honest. He's a good wrestler. I mean, he's been in the game for years. I've heard.
Yes,
none of that made sense to me, bro.
Yeah, man. But he's a good talent in the ring, man. Nothing against his abilities whatsoever, man. And he's very smooth and fluent in the ring and can get some. He lost. Man.
I'll say something about Brian Bullet too. He made Commodore lose a couple teeth during the match. That's the hashtag truth. Legit, 2 teeth went flying.
Yeah, man, he did, man. I mean, he just, Brian Bullet.
Even Harry agrees with me. I like that.
Yeah. Harry says straight up, Scott Demon Legion, that Commodore Legion doesn't work for me. I understand a little because he's a funk master. I get it. And I get it every time somebody changes a gimmick. In their mind, it clicks. It's like, oh, yeah, this is going to be great. But that's not necessarily so with the audience.
But the fans, right? The fans have to get into it.
Yeah, they be like, okay, in your mind, it's perfect. It makes sense to you, but help us out. Let us in on what are you trying to do so we can get with you and get behind this. And a lot of wrestlers always don't do that. They try to let you figure it out on the fly, which doesn't always work.
And again, I'm not saying anything about him or his wrestling ability. That's spot on. But the gimmick and the way he wrestles didn't make sense to me anyway. I apologize, Legion. I've met you a few times. I love what you do, but the gimmick just didn't speak to me at all. Now, Brian Bullet, there was nothing misunderstood about Brian Bullet. Brian Bullet comes in with his right hand, and he's going to give it to you about 50 times during the match.
Hey, straight to the point, man. He's like, hey, I'm a fighter, and that's what I'm going to do. You're going to catch either the left or the right, if not both. And you might get a foot up inside your head every once in a while, too.
Yep.
And that's what it was, man. You get in the ring with Brian Bullet. And I've said this to his face a million times, man. This dude, he ain't finesse. It ain't pretty, but he gets it done.
Yes.
And
he does.
And the way he gets it done, you're going to know he got it done because you're going to hurt the next day. Right, you're going to wake up hurting. And like you said, Commodore Legion, man, lost 2 teeth. I did see them 2 chiclets flying out, and I was like, who in the world's throwing candy?
Right?
I was like, somebody throwing some chiclet gum? What is that?
Right.
But those 2 teeth legit flying, man. And Brian Bullet, man, came out with the win. And like I said, it was a hard-hitting match too, man. Because that lariat that Bullet throws.
And then afterwards, we got to talk about what happened afterwards.
Oh, my gosh.
One Mayhem McQueen made an appearance and started running his mouth. And I love Mayhem. We're going to talk about him in a few minutes with his match. But Mayhem.
Yeah, because
Mayhem, your choice of picking a fight is making me wonder, man.
Yeah, you had him on the show. I mean, he's an intelligent. We both talked to him. Yeah. He's an intelligent guy.
If you're going to pick a dog in the yard to fight, you usually don't pick the meanest dog in the yard. You know what I mean?
Exactly, man. And Brian Bullet, man, when you go barking up his tree, man, he's gonna
He wanted to fight right then and there. We even started the chant, let them fight. Let them fight.
Yes, we
They didn't
did,
listen,
man.
but
yeah, because there's a little history with that, Scott. I want to fill you in on.
okay.
Mayhem
Makes it even
McQueen.
better.
Yeah, Mayhem McQueen is the first American Pro Wrestling Carolinas champion. He's the first
That I did
inaugural
know.
champion. Okay. So what happens, him and Bullet have a couple of matches. He ends up losing the belt to Bullet. So that's how Bullet ends up with the Carolinas champion. And now Mayhem's like, you know what? I'm kind of pissed. I feel naked. I want my title back. And if I gotta fight one of the meanest, ugliest jokers in the building to get my title back, so be it. And he made that claim. He's like, dude, I want my belt, and you're gonna give it to me. Come hell or high water, I'm gonna get my belt.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, and Bullet was like, all right, here it is. Come on.
I beat you once. Come try to get it again. That's okay.
He invited me. He's like, come on in here if you want it. Let's see how bad you really want this title. Is it worth your career? Are you that stupid? And I mean, that's what it boiled down to. But
that's going to be a fun match. I will put that out there. I'm not going to pretend to pick a winner, but
that's going to be good.
That's going to be a fun match to watch when it happens. When they finally pull the trigger on it and it's mano a mano in the ring, that's going to be fun to watch. The rematch.
And I definitely want to be there for that one, man, because that's going to be it. Is in the words of J.R. Jim Ross, and I quote, it's going to be bowling shoe ugly.
Right.
But it's going to be good. It's going to
be a slobber knocker.
There you go. There you go, Scott. But yeah, man, like I said, Brian Bullet ended up getting the win on that match, man, over Commodore Legion. And I have to just give that, unfortunately, I give it a 1.5, unfortunately.
Again, and it has to do with Legion's gimmick. I gave it a 2, and it's nothing about the match, the wrestling. I just didn't understand his gimmick, and it made no sense in the ring. Everything else made sense.
And maybe
that gimmick just every time I think of it, it's like
it didn't.
I tried to make sense of it. I tried to reason with myself and say, well, maybe he's doing this, but I don't know what's in his head. Like you said, unless he does a promo or something to let me know, I just didn't understand it.
Yeah,
Commander. When I think Commander, if you come out with a Commander name, I'm thinking you're going to come out in an army vest,
military
an army suit, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He came out with none of that. He came out with a like you said, a skull on a stick, and he was wearing a green outfit with leggings that look like wool, and I was like, where does Commander fit in there? I'm not understanding it.
Yeah,
I just didn't get it. I just didn't. I'm sorry. I love you, Legion, but I don't get it.
Yeah. And like I said, man, it was nothing against, the performance at all, but maybe I was just overanalyzing it because there were some things that just didn't quite click in the match that I might have saw that you might have didn't, and I just might have been overanalyzing it, and that's why I gave my score. But nothing against them personally.
It was two heavy hitters in there, and again, when it came to Legion, big guy who was trying to do springs off the rope, springs off the top of the rope, and I understand he's athletic. That's awesome.
Yes,
but with his body and his build, he should be doing power stuff, and I would get it. Marquine.
Yeah. Mayhem McQueen is in the building. Brothers, what's up, Marquine? Glad you're joining in. And another mainstay, one of our young members of the Straight Up Wrestling Show, Braden. Braden, what's up? He says, what's up, Scott Larson? So, hey, Braden is checking you out, Scott, man.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes.
Oh, I agree with Harry. Harry.
Yeah, Harry, my partner says too much talent in that ring to only get 1.5 and 2 stars, but I don't like the matchup. The score doesn't shock me at all. Like I said, man, both of them are talented and can get it done in the ring. Can get it done. There's no question about that whatsoever. We're not questioning neither one of their abilities.
No.
Like you said, there was just something that just didn't quite mesh. Even though I understood the concept of what was supposed to be happening, but there was something that just didn't mesh. That, but I mean, hey, we love the guys, but it just didn't mesh, So.
Right.
But hey, all right. Now we're going to our next match, man, which saw the tag team titles on the line, Scott. We had the Allen brothers versus the tag team champions, the New Age Freebirds. Now,
I'm gonna say it right off the bat. My match of the night.
Yes. Now, Scott,
my match of the night.
Have you seen
the first time I ever
before?
saw the Allens in person? I met them backstage. Also invited them on #Truth, so that'll be coming soon.
Okay.
New Age Freebirds. First time I saw them in action. And they look good together. This match was. It was like they hit a go button and didn't hit the stop button until the 3 count ended. It was action packed.
Yes.
Great tag teams, both teams tagging in and out, both teams doing their thing. I love this match. This was a quintessential tag team match. It ended with a cheating move by the Allen brothers, and we're going to get into that and all the stuff that happened at the end. I'll let you pop that off. But when we get to the ratings, you'll understand. It was my match of the night, without a doubt. This was, if they had 8 matches like this one, this would have been a 5-star show.
Oh, overall, definitely easy. Because Scott, when was the first time that you saw the Allen brothers in action?
This was the first time I saw them in person.
Really? Wow.
I've seen them on video. I've seen them, video, YouTubes and things like that, but never saw them in person. This was the first time. I didn't realize I don't know which brother it is, but the one brother is like really small. He's like short.
Yeah.
Very athletic, very good wrestler. But I didn't realize how small he was till I saw him in person.
Yeah, and compared to his brother too.
Yeah, but make no mistake, they work well together. Yes. Great tag team. Yes. Good chemistry. The whole nine. They've got it. They're gonna be something.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, I've never saw the Allen brothers until Frostbite, their big show they had about 2 weeks ago at American Pro.
Right.
And that was the first time I saw him. And I saw one of the Allen brothers. He was the bigger one. I think his name is Robert, if I'm correct.
Could be.
And I
don't know. I don't know their names yet.
He's the one with the beard. He's the one with the beard.
Yeah, I know.
And I saw him, and I'm backstage, and I'm seeing all the guys. I'm greeting all the guys, chatting it up with them. And I see him, and I just take a quick look, and I'm like, Wheeler Yuta? I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. And I look again, I'm like, wait a minute. How much did Chad pay to get Wheeler Yuta here? I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, didn't nobody tell me Wheeler was going to be here? Wait a minute. And I'm like, Chad.
I bet he loved that.
Yeah, and I went to Chad, and I'm like, Chad. I was like, dude, just be straight up. How much did you come out of pocket to get Wheeler Yuta here? And he's like, who? I was like, Wheeler Yuta. He's here. Chad, how you not going to tell me you had Wheeler Yuta? He's like, Chad looks at me like, Wheeler, what? He's like, no,
what did you take before you showed up to APW, Chris? What did you take, man?
And Chad was like, Wheeler, no. He's like, no, man, that's not, no. He's like, oh, you talking about one of the Allen brothers. I was like, the who? He's like, the Allen brothers. I'm like, the Allen? I'm like, no, Allen. I'm like, no, that dude looks like, he's like, I know you, he's like, it's not Wheeler. He looks a lot like him, but it's not him. And like you said, Scott, very talented team. Very talented team, man. And what we say, the New Age Freebirds, man.
They're awesome. They're totally, they're a legit team. Now I've got to say something about when the match began, man, because we were sitting, like I said at the beginning of the show, man. Chris Thunder Anderson and his family brought me and my family to the show, and Chris Thunder Anderson sitting over there in his seat, and his wife goes up there to yell at the Allens, to yell at the Allens. And apparently the Allens didn't know who she was because they turned around and started mouthing to him. Chris gets up and walks over, and everybody at APW knows who Chris Thunder Anderson is.
Yeah.
He walks over, and he gets right next to the ring. And, of course, the New Age Freebirds, the big guy, and we all know who he is. I don't have to say who he is. We all know who he is. He kind of walks over on the apron. He goes, "Hey, we got this covered, guy. Have a seat, big dog. We got this covered." If he wouldn't have done that, boy, we could have had some good heat out there at APW, bro.
And we would have had a whole nother match. A whole nother match, man.
That was a good.
Yeah. That was interesting, man. And see, you only see stuff like that at APW, man. I mean, because let's expound on that a little bit, if we will, Scott. Missy Childress, God love her, man. You gotta love her, man. She is a true mother and a protector of her children.
Oh yes.
I mean, she loves her children to the umpteenth degree. If her children are about to get shot, guess what? She's gonna be taking that bullet 1,000,000 times before they even get a cinch of it. Right. And that's the God honest truth. And last night, man, Allen Brothers, he was just being a heel. Which I do not fault him for that.
Right.
It was brought to our attention that Missy, her youngest son, Luke, was like, "Hey, y'all gonna lose. Y'all ain't gonna win." Well, one of the Allen Brothers walks over on the barricade, and I hear him. He said, "Who ain't gonna win?" And Mama didn't know that. And Mama's like, "Oh, you getting in my baby's face? We about to have some problems." and then commence the whole thing that you just explained.
Right.
And then, after the fact, Luke comes over. He's like, "Mom, it wasn't
all that. It was just banter.
I just said he wasn't going to win, and he just came back with a rebuttal. That was it. It was nothing personal. He didn't go overboard or nothing. That was it." And she was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I didn't. Mama. I don't play that." And I was like,
"Right.
I get it." But that was another element, And now the Allens have learned the hard way of who to mess with, and who not to mess with
at APW, right?
Yeah, APW, man. So, it was a good thing, man.
But the match itself was, like I said, it was great. It was action packed. I mean, I can't go through every move, but it was a good match back and forth. And I'll let you say the ending, but we thought we had new APW tag team champion. Look at that. There was an apology given. There you go. Hey, don't apologize for loving your kids, though.
No, nothing.
But and I know she's gonna say, "I'm not apologizing for that." I know Missy. He's not, but it started with that. But yeah, we thought we had new tag team champions out at APW because
the match was a good match.
Truth be told, they did get the Freebirds did get rolled up for a 1, 2, 3, but the Allen brother had his foot on the ropes. And this is what I love about commissioners in wrestling. I love this.
Yes.
The commissioner automatically, as soon as that happened, the music hit for the commissioner. He come walking out. He goes, no, referee. He had his foot on the ropes. Restart this. Take those belts from them. Restart this match. And the crowd, of course, went nuts. And there was a second, short-lived match because it didn't last long.
No.
And
a cheater on the show.
My wife's up there saying a cheater on the show. She's talking about she don't like Bruno Royce. We've already way past that. But
man, but yes, guys, it was a good match, man. And I swore, I was like, we got new champions. Holy cow! The Allen brothers, we got new tag champions. I'm like, wow. But like you said, a few moments later, the commissioner comes down and says, hold on. I didn't really watch the whole match, but I caught the replay in the back. And I saw your foot was on the rope. The ref didn't see it. I saw it. So, ref, I'm telling you that his foot was on the ropes. Give them belts back. Restart the match. Well, guess what? The
2 or
Allen
3
brothers,
moves later, we had again new
yes,
APW Tag Team Champions.
yes.
So,
And I was like, wait a minute. But here's the thing: the Allen brothers, man, they were like, we're the new champions. We short-lived time in the business. We're already at the top of the tag team hill. But that didn't last long, like you said, Scott, because when the commission came out and proclaimed that they got to restart the match, that threw them way off their game. And like I said, that 1 second, we're going to roll you up. 1, 2, 3. Freebirds, man. Freebirds have the belt.
And I know APW, the Allens ain't out of the tag team race by any means. They'll be back. They'll be back to challenge for it again.
Oh, yes, yes.
And I like what Ray said. I agree with that, Ray. Very much so.
Yeah, you know what, man? They do have that chemistry, man. They do have that chemistry because it's like the Steiners. When you're in a tag with your brother, you know each other. And like you said, the Von Erichs, you know each other. You know the ins and outs. And especially when you get in wrestling and you have to work together even more, it's like you could basically do the match with your eyes closed when you're in a tag with your brother, because you know at this point your brother's gonna be here, or where you need to tag, and this, that, and the other. You know each other. You're in synchronization with each other. And
the Hardy Boys. The Hardy Boys.
There you go.
How many times have we seen them just impromptu? They're doing singles somewhere in a company, and then all of a sudden, they need a tag team to come out of nowhere, and they come back together. It don't take nothing. All it takes is for them to come out the curtain, and they already know what they're doing.
Yeah, it's like riding a bike, man. It's like you've been off a bike for 40 years, but once you start pedaling and getting your balance, you're like, okay, yeah, I got it.
Fun stuff, man. But yeah, again, match of the night, man. Allen Brothers, New Age Freebirds, action packed.
Yes.
The storyline was awesome.
Yes,
the restart, the commissioner coming out, everything about that match had the crowd into it, and I loved it. I loved it.
Amazing. And what would you give that, Scott? Since you say it was a match of the night, 4 stars, yeah. I
give it 4 stars because it had everything you're looking for.
Yes.
The only thing it was missing was like a big hoorah move in the you know what I'm saying? Somebody going through a table or something like that. If it had that, I would have said 5 stars immediately. But for what the match was and everything else, 4 stars, match of the night. I could watch a match like that over and over and over and over again.
And my apologies. It wasn't a roll-up. It was a choke slam from Chad Colt, the one to match. My apologies. I had that mixed up. It was a choke slam from Chad Colt to get the titles again. The New Age Freebirds are once again your APW Tag Team Champions.
Well, they never lost it. They never lost it because he said it was no good. But
But for that quick millisecond, they
had us on the ropes there for a second.
Yes. For that quick millisecond, Allen Brothers can say, we held the championships for that quick millisecond. But unfortunately, that's going to be erased from the record books, guys. I'm sorry. Better luck next time. So now for our 7th match of the night, like I said, we had 8
the co-main event.
The co-main event, man. We had Justin Kendrick versus our man, Mayhem McQueen. And I tell you, man, Justin Kendrick, this guy has had, when he aligned himself, his attitude changed just like that. His whole demeanor, his mindset, his attitude, everything just switched. I mean, just completely switched. And he comes out, man, and the crowd is hating him. Oh my gosh. You right, man. That hit. Woo-wee. And Scott, we talked about it. And some heat. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. That heat was unreal. I've never seen nobody get instant heat that quick. I've seen it build on people, but that quick. I mean, wow.
And I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it as nothing against Justin. I'm going to say it again. That's the AJ factor.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, man, you're right, because anywhere AJ goes, he's going to have heat.
And if you align yourself with AJ, you're automatically going to get heat.
Oh gosh, automatically, and he did, man. And that match was a good match, man. It was. Mayhem McQueen comes out. Obviously, he's got the Carolina Championship on the back of his mind, but he knows he's going to have to deal with that when he comes.
But I leaned over to you at the end of the match, and I said something. Do you remember what it was?
I am trying to remember what it was, my good sir. Please refresh my memory.
That right before that, we had the conversation of me coming on here doing the show with you, and I said, okay. And this match ended. I loved everything about this match. But the very last thing that happened in the match, Justin Kendrick did a roll up. McQueen and overshot the roll up.
He rolled him up too much.
Yeah. He rolled him too hard and went over and had to reset and roll him up again.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have said, just me, if I was McQueen at that point, I would have kicked out, reset the whole thing, and then do the ending again.
Yeah, do the sequence again. Yeah.
And the ending would have been awesome, but he reset him and he did the 3 count and got the 3 count. That was the only thing I didn't like about that match.
Yeah.
The only thing I didn't like.
Yeah, that was the only thing, man. I guess I don't know what it was, man. I guess his adrenaline was pumping and he got too much into the moment and he was like, okay, I'm going to roll you up. But then he just
grabbed him and he whipped his leg over and he whipped it so hard that his arm slipped off of his leg.
And he just rolled him through it.
And he had to come back and roll him again. And it was like, oh man.
Yeah. Yeah, but like you said, Scott, if that was me personally, I would be like, okay, we're gonna do this whole spot again.
Yeah, reset, get up, do a couple of moves, and then
we're gonna go into it.
That would have made that match perfect. But it was a good match. Both guys. First time I got to see Mayhem McQueen in person. I've interviewed him on hashtag. Really? That was the first time I saw him in person, and I was impressed, man. I like that.
Mayhem said he lucky he didn't catch a right hook in this match. Oh Lord!
But see, like you said, and McQueen, you can't deny it. I think you were looking ahead. I think you still had your mind set on big old Brian Bullet, and you better. I agree. Lose that match because you better have your mind on Brian Bullet when you enter the ring with that man, because that man has knocked teeth out of people's mouths already. You saw it, and
yes.
I'm just saying, you could be next.
Yeah, man. Jacoby Peter says, what's up, Chris and Scott? APW is really fun. Yeah, man. Yes, it is, man. And if you are ever in the area, Jacoby, at any point in time, I don't care if you're on vacation on this side of the U.S. or wherever you are, you have to make at least one show, man. It is so worth it. It is so worth it, man. And our man Mayhem. Okay. Big words, man. Big words. We're going to see. McQueen, Brian Bullet. Hey,
them's Brian. Fighting words, McQueen. Them's fight. I want to call him Lightning McQueen so bad. I don't know why, dude. It's the kid in me. It's the kid in me.
Man, there goes Justin Kendrick right there, man.
Oh snap! He said you better stick to Brian Bullet.
Oh man, this is okay.
It got real up here. Straight up
easy guys.
Show.
Easy guys, easy guys, easy. Woo. Okay, man.
I like that though. They got fire in their bellies, Chris. Man, I love it.
Yeah, they want each other, man. But hey, easy guys. Save it for the ring.
I love that,
man. But let's go back to Justin Kendrick and this change, man.
Right.
This heel turn. I mean, it happened earlier in the night when he comes out for this match. Man, when I tell you, that man had instant heat.
Oh yeah.
There was a kid on the other side of the arena. They got presented with a birthday cake and some balloons, and it was their birthday, and they was having a birthday party on the other side of the arena. I
forgot about that.
Yeah. And so Justin is working the match, doing
this is a fat man's tragedy. You're gonna make me cry, but go ahead.
He's in there working the match and doing his stuff, man. And next thing we know, we look on his back and we're like, God, how do you get that bruise, man? That's a funky God. What happened? And come to find out, some kid threw cake on
through a cupcake,
threw a cupcake
that was given for a birthday cake or something earlier in the night. Picked up one and chunked it in the ring and hit him right in the back with it.
Yes. Now that's no, Scott, you've had that show on Good Heat, Bad Heat. Where would you rank that on Heat, man? Because that's a first for me.
I mean, we saw water being thrown on Kindred. That was something we missed too. That we forgot to talk about.
They were just they were just washing the cupcake off. That's all that was. Man.
I got you. But yeah. That's and that's what I mean about APW and their fans out there, man. They get into the matches, bro. I mean, most places, you get thrown out for doing that. So I'm not saying do it. Don't ever do that. Don't even the water thing or anything else. Please don't do that. Because these guys are out there for your entertainment. They're not trying to really get injured by you.
You can boo them, call them names, and flip them off if you want. And
don't ever reach over the barricade or do anything unless a wrestler asks. Now there's a time and place, where they might grab a guy and say, "Hey, slap his chest or something, make you part of the show."
Yeah, exactly.
But unless they actually do that, don't ever reach over the barricade. Or
because
like that. It's wrong.
Don't reach over the barricade and don't come over the barricade. Because
if you come over the barricade,
you're fair game.
I don't mean to be mean about it, but you become free game for the wrestlers because they're going to defend themselves.
Yes,
and there's not a person alive, including myself, that wouldn't be on the side of the wrestler at that point. Because you've been told, anybody who goes to a wrestling show, those barricades are up for a reason. And that is to protect you and the wrestler. There you go.
And because once you cross over, you're fair game, man. But Justin, like I said, Justin had some heat, man. Had a cupcake thrown at him, had water thrown on him, man. And I was like, wow. Like you said, it's the AJ.
Marquis said, "You come over that barrier, it's an instant whopping." I got you,
man. Yeah, Marquis said, "If you come over, if you do come over the wall, your tail is mine, Indy." I mean, whew. But hey, man, But he had instant heat, and like you said, it's that AJ factor, man. You align yourself with AJ, man. You go from Hulk Hogan, I love you status to you're lower than Roddy Piper. And that's pretty doggone low because we know how people hated Piper. So you drop, man. You drop a whole lot. So,
you become NWO hated at that point.
Exactly, man. That's the best way we can put it. And Justin, that's what happened to him last night, man. He went from heaven to hell just like that.
Yep.
So now, guys, we are at the 8th match, the main event of the evening, man. The main event of the evening. And to precursor this match, we had a setup for this match earlier that night. We had a setup when Raya was getting attacked by AJ and his cronies. Well, yeah, it was 4 against 1. But guess what? There were some guys in the back that were like, you know what? This ain't right. We got to go help these boys and at least try to even up the score or something. Next thing you know, who comes out? The American Diesel himself, Scott, your man. Dump Truck. Dump Truck comes out and he's like, hold on, guys. This ain't right. Y'all ain't going to just do this guy like this. No. And then who comes out after that? The vigilante, Jet Morris.
Right.
And, hey, guess what? They're there to
I said it when you went to help your wife. I said it on air, and I'll say it again, man. I realized something that day, and it's worth repeating again. That house, APW's house, is two guys' houses. There's two guys that own APW as far as wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
On the bad side, you got AJ Frost. That man, every time he walks out of the curtain, you can't hear yourself from the boos.
Yes.
And Dump Truck, when he comes out, the American Diesel, when he comes out,
Whew.
The cheers, it's deafening.
And
it was
the
deafening
kids
last
love
night.
him, man. The kids. Oh
And
my
that's where,
gosh.
and that is where they came on the mic and said, "You guys got to get off the barricade, get back." And I was like, "Wow, that's wow."
Yeah, because man, when I tell you, man, you're right. Dump Truck has a following like none other, man.
I have to do something. If it'll let me share the screen, I don't know if it will or not. I'm going to
Okay,
check and see if it does. But
Okay.
I've got a picture I want you guys to see. Talking about Dump Truck.
Okay.
Let me upload it so you don't see all my information and stuff like that.
Okay.
Let me get the picture. But this picture right here, I had to take a picture. Let me see if it'll let me share the screen.
Okay, it should. Hopefully, it should. Let's see. Hopefully, let's see.
Oh, it's gonna. All right, I shared it, but you're gonna have to put it up.
Okay.
That is a picture of Dump Truck signing an autograph. Those two kids, if you look closely, they both have Dump Truck T-shirts on.
Oh wow!
That
Oh, wow.
I almost cried, dude. And I was sitting there, I was like, I got to take a picture of this. These two kids, that older one took a picture with them right after this, and was you should have seen the look on his face. Yes, I took a picture with Dump Truck. Dump Truck walked away from that, and he was almost in tears, bro.
Man, if you know Dump Truck, man, if you know him as a person, man, which both of us do, and we know him on a personal level, we know the man behind Dump Truck. We know Chris Thompson.
Yep.
That man has the biggest heart you have ever seen.
Right. And right there is why he does what he does at APW, man. He even said it. That's why I do what I do here, man. Right there.
Yeah, and
that picture speaks 1,000 words.
Yeah, and I actually asked him one time, I was like, Truck, man, you're over as a face, man. Have you ever, in any point in your career, contemplated going heel? He was like, I ain't gonna lie, Chris, I have. I've thought about it. I've just to see what it's like, how people react.
Do you know what would happen at APW if he would do that? That would be the equivalent of the Hulkster when he went heel and started in the NWO. Yeah. I'm not even gonna lie about that. That would be huge at AP. You're talking about boos and people turning on him. Oh my
man, they would burn that building down. They would burn that building down.
And depending on who he turns on, that would make it even.
Golly. Imagine if he, let's say, just for kicks and giggles, we're couch booking. He turned on Jet Morris. And you heard the pop that Jet gets,
right?
Just imagine, they would burn that building down, Scott.
What if he joined AJ's crew?
Ooh.
We're not even going to talk about that because he's a good guy and he is anti AJ all the way. But man, I'm telling you, that's good stuff, man. Appreciate you putting that up there, man. Because
man. And it was crazy because when I talked to him about turning heel, he was like, you know what, Chris, I thought about it, man. I've tried to picture it in my mind, and I was just like, what kind of response would I get, and how bad would it be, this, that, and the other. But he's like, every time I go out that curtain and I hear them kids and I hear them fans and I look over and I see those kids with my merchandise wearing my shirt, and some of them kids are just climbing over the barricade just to touch me and hug me. I can't do it. I just can't do it. I can't do it.
That's another thing about APW that I saw last night, man. These wrestlers were coming around, whether they were face or whether they were heel. There were kids out there with these books for autographs, and every wrestler that came around that ring stopped and signed those autographs. Do you know one of those kids is going to have a story to tell one day.
Oh, yes.
And they're going to say, man, Dump Truck signed my autograph and now I'm a pro wrestler. This is why I did it. And that's why we do what we do as podcasters.
Yes, man.
Those stories.
Yeah, man. And like I said, man, but he was like, I can't do it because they have too much love for me and I love them too much to do them like that and put them through that. He's like, even though it would be awesome for my career to just change it up a little bit, but I just can't do it. And I was like, you know what, man? I completely respect you for it, brother.
I got you.
Completely respect you. But man, Scott, This match right here, man, amazing match, man. Amazing match. You had AJ Frost and Caleb Crocker against Dump Truck and the Vigilante Jet Morris, man. That thing, golly, man. The boos versus the cheers, Scott. Hey, it was mixing so much you couldn't hardly hear yourself think.
Yeah, they're making. I know we're talking about that point, but Harry and Missy are both commenting over here. He was a bad guy at one time, but he wasn't. I'd have to say, and I remember that because I think the first show I was at APW, he was a heel, but he didn't get the response he gets as a baby.
No,
he doesn't get the boos now that he did. And this I'm talking 5 years ago, ladies and gentlemen. So all that baby face winning and this is my house and AJ, if you're going to come in here and all the things that's happened in the last 5 years, he has become the quintessential baby face at APW. He is the man.
I would dare say he is the Ricky Steamboat of APW.
And I remember when Michael King, and I remember when Michael King was getting Dump Truck into King Enterprises, and I could see why it didn't work out.
Yeah, I can see that too. And Missy says, I think when he first started, he was a bad guy. Not sure when he turned good, but if you go back 5 years or so or more, you can find it. And I was like, wow, But as far as I've known Dump, he's always been a face. As far as I've known him now. Far as I've known him. Scott, like I said,
I saw him the first time I saw him, I think he was heel, and then he turned baby right after that. It's been quite a while. And like I said, with all the stuff he's done at APW as a baby, I could see why he says can't go back. Can't go back.
Yeah, because like I said, he see them kids and everything. And
well, not only that. I mean, think about it. AJ being his arch enemy. AJ, as much as he's hated there.
Yeah.
All these, that whole, every time you turn around, there's AJ's goons are beating the crap out of him, and he's, chasing AJ. That's just gold. APW's got gold in that.
Yeah,
that's a gold storyline.
Yeah, it really is, man. There is a lot of story, man. A lot of storyline to those things, man. Let me try to get some of these comments here, Scott, because we got a lot of comments here, man. We're gonna try to get to some of them. Let's see if we can get back up here, man. And I'm sorry, guys, we haven't gotten all your comments, guys. Like I said, we're trying to get through the show, so we'll apologize. But since we're on this, I want to say this, guys. If you're on Facebook watching us, hit that like, share, join. And if you're on YouTube, hit that like, join, and subscribe. And hit that like button and hit that notification bell for times like this when we're on live doing special review shows with guests or by myself or with Harry or by ourselves or together or whoever. Hit that like and that notification bell, definitely. And if you're on Twitch, guys, do the same thing you do on YouTube. And if you're on Twitter, hit that like, share, tweet, retweet, and follow, guys. Thank you, guys. But Scott, man, I hope you're enjoying your time on the show, man.
Oh man, I'm loving this. I always love talking, independent wrestling. I'll tell you what, and I'm gonna say this. I know he's either gonna watch it or he is watching right now. Being in a car with Chris Thunder Anderson, going to a show and coming home is one of the greatest things you'll ever have happen to you in your life. The knowledge, man. I loved it. Man. I love the whole family. But listening to him talk, it was amazing. That was probably, and nothing against APW. Great show. We're not done yet, but
yeah,
that was the highlight of my night. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah. And man, and because me and Chris, man, when I got there, I was in the back, and me and Thunder, we were talking for about 15, 20 minutes and stuff. And like I was saying, man, he was giving me some insight on some stuff and things, and we were just going back and forth, and I was listening to him talk. And like you said, Scott, the man is a well of knowledge. The man knows this business, man. He knows.
And he's not cocky about it. He's just telling you. He's just explaining it to you. And it's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah. And we're going to get some of these comments here, man. Jacoby Peter, I'm sorry, I might have missed your comment, man, but I'm going to get to it now. And like I said, we're going to try to go back to the comments because we've just been rattling on about some stuff and we don't trying to ignore you guys. I swear we aren't. I swear, I promise you we aren't. But Jacoby Peter says the Allen brothers gives me Tully and Arn vibes. How do you feel about that, Scott?
I haven't seen enough of them to tell that much. I'm just going to be honest. I have to be honest there. But they are, from what that one match that I saw, I liked what I saw. I'd like to see more of the Allen brothers. I will hold on that, Jacoby, and I'll get back to you on that one. I promise. I'll get back to you on that one.
Yeah, because they are good. They are a good team. It was my second time seeing them. And so, yeah. Now, another YouTube subscriber, Danny Aaron. What's up, Danny? He said, "What's up, guys? The Allen brothers remind him so much of the Beverly brothers. The Allen brothers will be a good fit in AEW. How you feel about that, Scott? After what you probably saw, I mean,
I can't say no. I mean, they get in there and get get the experience of going to AEW Dark or going to. I tell you, man, these kids that are wrestling today, if all of them, especially the Allen brothers included, man, if they go to a professional wrestling school, and what I mean by that is a name,
yeah, like a Tom Pritchard.
Tom Pritchard, get under somebody like that for a couple of years at least. That right there can happen.
Yeah.
That right there can happen.
Yeah, man, definitely. Now, our man Rick Joe, he said earlier in the comments, Scott, he said, Scott or Jeff, okay. Okay.
I'll tell you, just call me anything but late for supper.
All right, he says, Scott or Jeff, do you see Gangrel in APW? He'd be in a lot of indie wrestling shows.
I've seen Gangrel on some posters, but I haven't seen him in person. I have seen him on indie wrestling posters, but I haven't seen him in person.
Okay. And another comment from another one of our subscribers, Frank Benjamin. Frank Benjamin, what's going on, man? He said, what's up, Scott and Chris? There are rumors that Randy may be on his way, and the same for Big E. Also, Mercedes is done with New Japan?
Okay.
Wow, if that's so, that was quick. She was not there long. And Randy, I know Randy had that back issue, and we all know Big E had the neck, and the fractured neck and everything. So that would be good to see those two back. Whenever they get back.
Seeing the whole New Day back together would be awesome.
Yes, that would be awesome, man. That would be amazing to see those two back, man. That would be amazing to see those guys back. Definitely. But yes, Scott, man. So we're gonna try to go ahead and get to this main event, man. Like I said, AJ Frost and Caleb Crocker, who is a new face in American Pro Wrestling in Bowling Springs, versus two mains. Well, he's teaming with a mainstay versus two staples of American Pro Wrestling and the Vigilante Jet Morris and Dump Truck.
Right.
Now, kind of setting the tone here. At Frostbite, Scott, you had Jet Morris and AJ Frost for the title. These two are no strangers to each other. No strangers to each other. Like I said, I saw when that rivalry was blossoming to that point where it is now. Phenomenal matches, Scott. You've seen them. You've seen some of the matches. Amazing matches. And they've always been about the heavyweight title. Almost like Ric Flair and Dusty. It's always been about the heavyweight title or even the U.S. title or whoever has the belt. One of them wants to take it from each other. Whoever has what belt.
Right.
And then you have Dump Truck, who's always been in the mix some kind of way. He's always been there. You may not see him actually in the mix, but he's in the mix. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then you have Caleb Crocker. Like I said, he's a new face of American Pro Wrestling. But he was like, you know what? I'm gonna ride the coattails of AJ Frost, man. This guy's got something. I want to be on his level one day. So AJ's like, sure, kid, I'll take you under my wing. You can learn from me. Sit under my learning tree, man. You'll be good. Now, all four of these guys, great talents. Great talents in their own right. Nothing. I mean, AJ a great worker, Caleb's a great worker, Jet, Truck, all of them are great workers in their own right. But now you got quintessential bad guys versus quintessential babies. Scott, and this match did not disappoint at all.
No.
At all. I mean, you had AJ getting cussed out by the fans and everything, but you expect that. You expect it. You expect it. And you had Caleb Crocker, got the fans calling him Betty Crocker.
And you had all four of the faction out there for AJ.
Yeah,
all four of them were around the ring.
Yeah, you had Jamie Purge out there, and you had the newest member, Justin Kindred, out there.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, the number games is definitely in their advantage.
And they used it.
Yeah, they used it, but I know Truck and Jet, they can hold their own. They can definitely hold their own, man. So I was like, okay, let's see how this worked out. And we had a good, typical tag match. And at moments, yes, tempers did flare. Things did go awry. Some illegal things did happen that the referee didn't see. And there was some little extracurricular activities on the outside that the ref was like, hey, I got to get this under control. But man, I tell you, one thing AJ knew, he's like, I do not want Jet in this ring. And him and Caleb worked over a dump truck for how would you long you say, about 20 minutes or so?
At least.
I mean, they were like, we know Jet can cause some damage. Stay your butt out of here. We want to work on the big man. We wear him out, he ain't going to be no good. We'll have an easy win. We can ride off into the sunset.
Didn't quite work out that way.
No, it didn't, Scott, because we know Truck, he has a fuel tank of reserve energy. And when he switches that lever and goes in that extra fuel tank, hey, and we saw it, Scott. He came out rocking and rolling. He was like, okay, look, it's time. It's enough is enough. I'm tired of playing with you guys. And he was laying some pretty good fists on Caleb and AJ, man. And them boys went a flying. And when they tagged in Jet, man, you know what, Scott? Since you're close to it, hey, see if you can look over and see if the roof is still on that building. I don't know if you got binoculars and can see if that roof can.
It was loud in there. That place is, but we're gonna get to it eventually. But what happened after the match is what I got excited about.
Oh my gosh, yeah, because man, that place was something. Randy Sam, what's up, man? He says, what's up, Scott and Chris and Scott, aka promoter of the Indies legend. All right. And then remember Nikki. I don't know if you remember if you've ever seen Vampire in Brooklyn, the movie, Eddie Murphy.
I got you.
And remember when he was trying to play Angela Bassett and he whispered in her ear, remember Nikki. That's the inside joke right there.
I got you.
So everything, didn't quite work out the way AJ and Caleb wanted it, even though they had the numbers advantage. Truck and Jet got the win.
Right.
And obviously, AJ and Caleb tried some underhanded tactics. Didn't quite work out. They got ran out of Dodge.
Right.
Well, Lord and behold, you got Jet, Truck in the ring. Celebrating.
Well, hey. Wait a minute. What led to them to ended up in the ring at the end was Jet, of course, got the hot tag and came in, cleaned house, did what he had to do, did a move. I can't remember the move. I'm sorry, Jet. I apologize, but he did a move on one of the other, one of AJ's guys, it might have been AJ,
Yeah.
went to pin him. And when the referee started to do the count, Truck came over and said, this is my pin, and pulled him off.
Yes.
Off of him and got down and
got the
he
3
took
count.
the 1, 2, 3. And he looked up at Jet and said exactly what I've been saying the whole show. This is my house. I do the pinning around.
He did do that. He did do that. And I was like, wait a minute, guys. Y'all been on the same page the whole night. And I'm like, why all this tension? Why all this friction?
And they left with tension. I mean, they stared at each other. A Jet stared him all the way up the ramp, man. Even going through the ropes, he was looking back. He never took his eye off. And that takes some skill right there. I go, if you ever tried to get out of a wrestling ring, I broke my toe getting out of a wrestling ring. You ever got out of a wrestling ring? It's not just, whoop and you're out. No. And he did a stare down the whole time getting out. He never took his eyes. Off of
what caused that tension, Scott? I don't know if you saw it, but what caused that tension when AJ and Caleb left, there was a little bit of hardware left in that ring. They really
about that.
They got that tension really going. So after the pin, AJ and Caleb were like, you know what? Enough of this. We're out of here, man. We're gonna tuck our tails and we're gonna live to fight another day.
Right.
But AJ, you left something back there, brother. The title was laying in the ring.
Yep. And
Truck
lift.
Truck tried to pick it up, and Jet was like, "Wait a minute," and put his foot on it, and was like,
"Put his foot on it." Right.
No, you don't. And Truck was like, "Wait a minute, what you doing?" Hey, he's like,
Jeff, one of my favorite all-time wrestlers. I ain't gonna lie to you. And she is Soraya now. Soraya.
Yes. Hope, aka based on Super Miss. Well, I'm sure you won't, because I think Truck's been in the business longer than she has.
Right.
So
right.
I don't think,
I'm pretty sure there's been a wrestler or two throughout the United States of America who's claimed that this is their house. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's not copyrighted.
Definitely. But Scott, when Truck tried to lift up that belt, Jet put his foot on it, was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" No.
Now are they gonna end up fighting each other now because of that? Or are they not gonna help each other? A lot of questions.
Yes. You got
what does our main man say? God rest his soul. Every time you think you got the answers, new questions come.
Yeah, change the questions because this
APW changed a lot of questions that night, because now is there a friction between Jet and Truck?
And it's all over that hardware.
And if you know anything about AJ Frost, he's going to play on that tension.
Oh yes, he is, because he was probably looking through the curtain like, wait a minute, I see some cracks. I see some cracks.
Yep, I see the crack.
Yeah, and AJ is a master manipulator. Now you think Michael King is a puppet master? Man, AJ Frost, man, he will play on some stuff, because you got to think Jet still's like, hey, I want this title. And Truck's like, wait a minute, I've earned a shot at this title. Hey, you got to hold on till I get my chance. And Jet's like, I've always been in the mix. I always get the shot. So you got that friction there, and then you had that stare down. And I'm like, ooh.
And that's what I love about APW. Like I said at the beginning, say what you want. Them doors are going to be open, and there's going to be a story going, and there's going to be wrestlers in the back, and you're going to pay your $10 to get in there and watch some wrestling.
Yes, man. And that match, I would definitely give that easy a 4-star, man. What about you,
I can't go over my match of the night, which I gave 4, so I'm gonna have to give it 3.5. But it was close. It was close.
Yeah, it was close. We can go with a 3.5 on that. We can definitely work with a 3.5 on that, man.
Both of those matches were neck and neck. But I have to give it to the tag team match. I'm sorry with everything that's going on. And again, something to invest in. Both of those matches gave you things to think about on the way home. Hey, what's going to happen with this? What's going to happen with that? What does this mean? What does that mean? The huge heel change. All kinds of storylines going at APW, and that's what's cool about it. And next week they're going to continue on those storylines, man, and they're going to continue. And I love that about APW. I do love that about APW.
Yeah, they always try to keep it going, man. They always try to keep you engaged on what's happening, man. They always be like, okay, we got this going on. Follow the storyline here, and it's going to evolve down the line into something else. But you got to tune in. You got to come see it for yourself to follow the storyline, because we might throw a wrinkle in it. And if you miss a week, you completely lost. You know,
and that's good business.
Yes, it is. It is.
That's good business.
It makes you invest in the product, man. It makes you invest in the story. It makes you invest in the wrestlers, man. And if you are a fan, man, you are definitely going to check them out if you're in the area. American Pro Wrestling, 122 Builders Court, Boiling Springs, South Carolina. The longest episodic weekly running indie show, bar none. 40 plus years.
And it's been in many buildings. I discussed that with Chris and Missy on the way home. They were telling me about when they were in Chesney right here.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. They were actually Chesney. They moved to Spartanburg. Now, I remember passing that building many times, but I never watched the show in Spartanburg. And then when they moved over here, like I said, I've been to, I think, 6 shows since then. But, man, I'm telling you, they got it going on, man. I don't care what, like I said at the beginning, I don't care what you say about them. You can say whatever you want, but APW's got it going on, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And let's get to some YouTube subscribers here real quick. Travis Chris, what's up? Scott and Chris, this may be crazy, but their news is some AEW people backstage didn't like the future segment, and some is leave or sign a new contract like Cage and Hangman and etc. Interesting.
Ooh. Brian Cage going to WWE. Ooh.
Well, his contract, I heard his contract is up next month sometime. But
there's the 90-day clause, so that's gonna put a hitch in the giddy up for a little bit. They always do the 90-day clause.
Yeah, the no compete. Yeah. So that's
But Hangman Adam Page. Ooh, that'd be another one if he came out. Oh my goodness.
Because me and Harry have actually talked about, imagine if the whole elite went over to WWE, the storylines you could create with them alone. Whether all three or tag.
To be honest with you, I don't see that happening. I don't see, and again, you guys know a lot more about the big shows than I do, but Tony Khan can't be that stupid to let that much talent go. Please tell me he's not going to be that stupid. And you got to put it that way too.
Yeah. Because you've seen this guy.
If you're already letting Cage and Page and all these great wrestlers, I mean, Cody go. I mean, you suspended, love him or hate him, he's still a name. You suspended one of the greatest wrestlers. I don't care what you say, he's in the top 10 greatest wrestlers of all time. CM Punk, whether you hate him or you love him, he's in the conversation. And I don't know, man. I watch AEW, but I can't get into AEW. I'm just being honest. I know there's a lot of AEW people who love AEW who watch your show, and I'm not dogging the product. I'm really not.
Yeah.
I just, they've got the talent, but I'm sorry, I'm a couch booker. I'll be a couch booker my whole life because I'm a fan. And I've watched many of your shows where you and Harry have sat and watched AEW and went, man, I could book a better show. And that is the truth, man. There you go.
Yeah. Man, Harry, man, he says, what's up, Jeff Samuel? What's going on? Jacoby, Benjamin, Frank, JL, Randy, Sam, Travis, Chris, Jonathan Sam, Ray Underwood, appreciate you guys, man. Hey, and everybody on Facebook, if I didn't get to your comment, man, or I didn't shout you out, I do charge it to my mind, not my heart, man. You guys are part of the show, man. We appreciate you. We love you. And thank you for tuning in, man. But we were just trying to get through this show, and then I had some other things come up, as you all saw. But hey, we thank you for tuning in, man. We know you guys rock with us, man. And we thank our partners, my man.
I
my
do
brother.
too. I'm the biggest fan.
Yes, man. Yes.
JL, you could be jealous of that. I'm the biggest fan here.
Yeah, we have two presidents here. We have the president of the Braun Breaker Club, JL, and we have the president of the Sami Zayn Club, Scott Larson.
Yes.
Because Scott, I wish I could have had you on Elimination Chamber, bro. I wish we could have had you on here, man.
We're gonna have to do something for WrestleMania, bro.
Mania, yes. Yeah. Oh man, Mania, yes. We definitely have to do something for that, man.
We'll have to do. Hey, I tell you what. Why don't we? I would love. And I'm just spitballing. If you guys say no, it's cool. I'm cool with it. But I would love to be on one of your watch-alongs for WrestleMania if you're doing it.
Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna do it. Yes, we're definitely gonna be here for WrestleMania, man.
I would love to do a watch-along with you guys, man. And JL, no, your boy's not gonna be. And your boy. Oh man,
them fighting words, man. Them fighting words, Scott. Them fighting words, Scott. Woo.
JL, let me ask you a question, sir. Let me ask you a question. Honest and truthfully, man. Sami Zayn is right there going for the Universal WWE. He's in talks. I mean, he's the man under a few others. We'll be honest. A few others are above him, and your man is the NXT heavyweight champion. Nothing wrong with that. Great title, but it's not the WWE Universal title. It's not. You can have your bromance with Braun all day long, but until he's going for that big title, he is who he is, bro.
Oh, Scott, Jacoby Peter has a question for you, bro.
Okay.
He says, how you feel about Ray head to the Hall of Fame? Do you think is that time?
Yes. It's been far overdue. Overdue. But if they don't have his son induct him, I'm gonna quit watching WWE. I'm just saying. I know they got the storyline going and everything.
Yeah.
But if they don't have Dominic induct him in, I will be so mad at I will do a rant on my show specifically for that. I guarantee you. If they don't have that happen, because let's face it, the Mysterio name will live on with Dominic, whether you love him or hate him.
but you know what, Scott? I just thought about something, Scott. Now, this may sound very evil and very crude. Let's say his wife and his daughter induct him, right?
Okay.
At some point, Dominic comes up, interrupts his speech. Now, hear me out. Interrupts his speech, and this is the actual breaking point where Ray's like, I can't take it. This is it. You and me tomorrow night, WrestleMania. You have messed up my whole career. This is it.
I can't see that at a Hall of Fame speech.
But
man.
Could you imagine if they threw a mean curveball like that, though? Could you imagine? That would, everybody's jaw would be just like.
It would, but it would tarnish the speech and everything. Yeah. You know, the man deserves to have a proper speech and all that. I mean, let's be honest, man. When Taker did his, I was in tears, bro.
Oh, yeah.
For 30 years, we watched that guy wrestle. At least I'm old enough to say for his whole career. I watched him when he first came out.
I remember when he was in WCW, man. When he was
all
the way in WCW,
all the way through everything he's went through, and I cried. I want that moment with Rey Mysterio because Rey Mysterio, I remember
30 years, man. 30 years.
I remember the push for him to win that heavyweight championship, man. I remember that push and him winning it at WrestleMania finally, grabbing the brass ring, as McMahon likes to say.
Yeah.
And, I was in tears then. There's moments in WWE that you just – and him doing a Hall of Fame speech, as good as that storyline would be, and it would be awesome.
Yeah.
It would tarnish, in my opinion, it would tarnish his speech, man. Yeah. Do it.
Or after, or even
do
after.
It in a promo, like maybe he's walking out from the speech and walking back to his dressing room, and then he jumps him or something. And then finally he gets up and says, yeah, okay, fine. Throws the trophy down or whatever they give him, and throws the trophy down. Fine. You got this, man. I'm going to beat your tail, whatever. That would be cool, but not during the actual.
Or even catching him as he walks off the stage after his speech.
Okay, there you go.
Or after
something
everything
like
is said and done, after the speech, you're like, whoa, hold on.
If he interrupts afterwards, after the cheers and all that are going, that would be great because then you could cut that clip and have the speech over here and then what happened afterward over here. I agree with that. That would be cool too, but not during the speech, man. Don't interrupt the speech because he earned that. He deserves that. He earned it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, blood, sweat, and tears. He earned that speech.
Yeah. So. But now, like I said, couch booking,
right,
and trying to keep a little bit of kayfabe alive, and Dominic, because my God, he would have so much heat if it was during the speech or after.
If Dominic came out now, I would love to see Dominic introduce him and stay in his character.
And say something
like, I'm here because WWE paid me, and this deadbeat dad of mine is going to go into the Hall of Fame anyway. And, do that. Now that, and then at the end of the speech, have Ray go, okay, that's it. I've said all the thank yous. I didn't say anything to Dominic. Here's what I got to say to Dominic. Yeah. I'll see you at WrestleMania, and then walk off the stage, bro. That would be that would be money.
Yeah, I can see Dominic doing an introduction real nonchalant, but like, look, the powers that be paying me to induct my sorry, no counting good for nothing dad into the Hall of Fame, blah 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 blah. Okay, whatever. Here he
is, Randy. I'm going to answer your whole thing because I have a feeling you're going to go through the whole shebang of everybody. Everybody deserves, if they're nominated for a Hall of Fame, it's because they deserve it. No matter what company they're working for, dude. It's some get it quicker than others because they were more popular. I mean, it's just the truth. But yeah, every guy, even Muda. I mean, Muda. Oh my gosh, man! I've got a friend of mine that wrestles Max Carnage. You want to know anything about Great Muda? Call him. He knows. He is a Great Muda fan. He's got I think he's got an actual belt that Great Muda won or something like that, signed and the whole line. This dude is a huge Great Muda fan. I mean, every time we talk, the subject of Great Muda comes up every time. So,
man, that's awesome.
Shout out to him, man. But
Muda's definitely deserving. He's definitely deserving. And I think Rick is going to induct Muda, man. Because I can see either Rick or Sting inducting him, because both of them had some epic.
If Ric Flair is introducing you into a Hall of Fame, you definitely did something right in professional wrestling.
Yeah. Because like I said, Rick's had awesome matches with Muda.
Sting when the GOAT of professional wrestling is introducing you into the Hall of Fame, you did something right.
Yeah.
Because Rick won't do that for everybody.
Oh, no.
Let me tell you.
No. He will not, man. He will not, man. But yeah, man. Guys, but you said you gave that last match 3.5? The main event?
3.5.
Yep. Okay. So what would you give the overall star rating on the show, Scott?
The same thing. I average all of it out. It comes out to about 3.5.
3. Okay. I can roll with that. I can go with 3.5.
It was a good show. It was a good. Just like every other independent wrestling show. I mean, I'm just going to be honest. hashtag truth again.
Yes.
There's going to be some botches and some matches. There's going to be some things that are happening. But these kids are getting better. These kids that really want it are training hard and going out there and doing their thing. And you can see it at APW. You can see it anywhere you go in the Indies, man. And I enjoy being a part of it, man. I enjoy being a part of Straight Up Wrestling. I could actually say I was part of the Straight Up Wrestling show today.
Hey,
Harry,
man,
where are you? Harry, where are you?
Man, but Scott, man, hey, man, like I said, man, without you, man, we wouldn't be here, man. Thank you.
That, bro.
Thank you, man. Like I said, I've always called you the Godfather of indie pro wrestling, man, because
I feel that old, brother. I feel that old. I ain't gonna lie to you. But
oh man, but I only say that, man, because even though you said there was some that came before you, you're the one that I know. Right. And that's why
I'm going to tell you, man. I'm going to tell you, man. You, Ron, Peaches and
Powerbomb, Peaches
and Cream. I was going to say Peaches and
Cream.
I'm thinking of the music. Harry, you done got into my head, Harry. I'm thinking of old school music. You know, Peaches and Powerbombs. All these guys that have come up, man, after me. You guys are just doing the bomb, man. You guys are doing you guys are doing it right. I don't have much time left. Everybody knows my health and things like that.
Oh, Scott, you're gonna be here. You're gonna be here for a while, man.
No, seriously, you guys are gonna pick up the candle and carry this thing on. And I'm not saying it like I'm a huge, thing, but you guys are, man, and you guys are doing great. And anytime y'all need help, just call on me, and I'll help you out in any way I can, because you guys are gonna keep this thing going. And all of us have our own niche. We really do. All of us have our own thing that we enjoy doing and we enjoy talking about. I mean, Harry's got the attitude, the old school attitude that I like. You got the new school, view on things, and you guys make a great partnership. And I'm jealous of that sometimes. I'm going to be honest with you, man. Yeah. And it's awesome to watch you guys and come on here and talk wrestling. And there's a few guys that watch your show that I want to Chris and Harry. You guys, oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
You said giving you flowers, man. Yeah, giving you flowers.
I appreciate that.
But yeah, man, Scott, man, like I said, man, hey, anytime, Scott, man, you want to come on, just let us know, man.
Oh yeah,
just let us know, man.
I appreciate that. I have a great time. I have a great time on my show. I want to thank my fans on your show for coming over and checking out Straight Up Wrestling Podcast.
Yes.
You guys keep coming over here. I'm going to say it straight up.
Yes.
I know this is on my it's showing on my page and everything. I'm going to tell you guys. Come see Straight Up Wrestling Show. Go watch Ron's show. Go watch Peaches and Power Bombs. Go watch. Everybody's got a different view on wrestling, and that's what makes wrestling unique. Yes. Nobody's right. Nobody is perfectly right about everything when it comes to wrestling, because the game is always constantly changing. But we have fun talking about it, and that's what we do. We make talk. We have people talk about it, man. And Chris and Harry, they do a great job of doing that. I love watching Harry's expressions during an AEW event. That's just I love it, because Harry looks like he wants to kill somebody sometimes.
Man, let's get to Harry's comment real quick. He said, you guys bring the vinegar with all the rubbish about Breaker, saying that he's the king to go. He's not there. Like I said, cut it back on the salt, JL. You oversaturating it straight up, man.
He's going to be there. He's going to be there. I mean,
give him time, man. Give him time. Give him time.
Give him some time to get there, bro. He's going to be there. I love the passion, though. Jay, keep the passion, JL. Keep the passion,
he didn't just walk in the door and he's like the number one contender, the next one to beat Roman Reigns. Now, no, it don't happen that quick, man. It just don't happen that quick. Give him time.
I mean, look at Cody. Look at Cody in the road.
Everything.
This is my last thing I'm gonna say about professional wrestling. Then I'm out of here, because we've been on here for over 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
When Cody Rhodes did that promo and said, "Hey, I've went against the grain my whole life. I had all these, things I did in WWE, and they kept changing it. Then they gave me the Gold Dust gimmick. And I went through that, and then I left. And they said I couldn't put 10,000 seats in an arena with my, mud show that I've got. And he did that. And then next thing you know, who comes calling when his contract was up, the WWE called him home. And that just proves anybody can do it. Anybody, if they put their mind to it and don't take no for an answer, they can do it. And that's what I love about wrestling, man. That's what I love about doing what we do in the indies is there's them diamonds in the rough that are going to come out. And in 10 years, we're going to be talking about them in AEW and WWE. And it's a fun thing.
Man, yes, it's been a heck of a show, man. And once again, everybody, we thank you for tuning in.
Oh, Marquine said we didn't give him a rating. Oh, we didn't give you a rating? It was a 3 for me. It was a 3 for me, McQueen.
Oh, I thought we gave you a rating, Marquine. We bad, man. My bad. Yeah, definitely gave you a 3 on that, man. I gave you definitely,
3.
Man.
The only thing I didn't like was the ending, the double roll up thing. But other than that, it was a great match, man.
Yeah, that was it, man. That was the only thing, man. That was the only hiccup that we really noticed, man. But other than that, it was a good match, man. It was good, man.
I can't wait to see you fight the big guy, man, Brian Bullitt. That match, I'd love to be there.
Oh man, Frank Benjamin said, breaking news: Chris and Scott, we get Cody versus Ludwig Kaiser next Friday. Okay, SmackDown. Okay. And JL, oh Lord have mercy. Let's see what JL's got to say. Cody was in WWE nearly 20 years, relaxed, acting like he had the scratch and claw. WWE, Brian worked harder. Oh my gosh, man.
Jay, let me point out something else, Jay. Let me point out something else. Let me teach you something about professional wrestling that I'm pretty sure everybody's done told you 50 times, but it probably hasn't sank in. This man has worked hard. Braun has worked hard. I will not deny that.
Yeah.
But he is not where he's at without the help of a dog-faced gremlin.
And his uncle.
Let me tell you, he would be at the bottom of the barrel clawing his way through NXT just like everybody else if it wasn't for that name, bro. Think about that. Seriously, think about that.
Yeah. Just like
I'm not saying he's not a good wrestler. I'm glad you think he's the GOAT. He, in your mind, he's the end all be all. And when he walks out, the whole 9 yards. I get it, but there will be a time when he will be that. He probably will be that, but it's not right now, bro. It's not right now. He's the NXT World Heavyweight Champion, and he deserves it.
Yeah,
he's where he needs to be.
And just like Cody, his last name, man, his dad, American Dream. But Cody,
and that's what's gonna make it when, not if, when Cody wins that Universal title. That's what's gonna make his music, his entrance music. It's gonna make it legit because there's more than one family.
More than one royal family.
Royal family.
And there's a lot of them. Oh,
who would have thought? Who would have thought 20 years ago, Chris, when 20 years ago when you were a kid watching wrestling and you already knew of Dusty Rhodes, you knew he had 2 kids that were going to be in wrestling. Who would have thought of those three guys that Cody would be the one to win the big championship?
Because they were pushing Dustin so hard. They were pushing
but would you have ever thought that Dusty wouldn't have won the big one? The WWE going into WWE.
You would have thought at some point in his career he would have got a shot. But I don't think he ever in the modern day era. Now I know he wrestled superstar Billy Graham back in the day and all that and came up a little short on that.
Right.
But in the modern day, pre-attitude cursor, that time period, you would have thought he would have got a shot at some point during that time. You would have thought, but he never did. He never did.
For Cody, like he said, let's finish the story. And I love that. That is, I don't know who thought of that, whether it was Cody or whoever in
creative or whatever.
Creative thought of that line, but whoever it was deserves a raise.
Yeah.
I'm serious, bro, because it's going to come full circle when that happens, and it's going to be a great moment. And we've already discussed what we thought was going to happen when he wins it and all that. Is he going to be alone? Is his brother going to be there? Is all that stuff?
Mm-hmm.
We don't know, but let me tell you, it's going to be a magical moment.
Oh yeah, when it happens, it's going to be a tearjerker, man. It's going to be a tearjerker.
Hey, and don't put it past the WWE to jerk the carpet up under this and him not win it at WrestleMania for Roman to keep going. Don't put it and keep Cody chasing though.
Yes,
but
that is.
Don't put that because it's money. It's money. That bloodline storyline is, dude. They're printing their own money.
Yeah, for
they're
real.
printing their own money. You got Sammy in the mix. You got KO in the mix. You got
and you don't know which way Jay
storyline.
Jay, where he gonna go with it?
Jay, what he's gonna do? Because you never know. It, man.
Oh wow!
Somebody deserves a raise for that storyline, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
definitely. And JL Braun will be a part of that storyline eventually.
He'll get there. He'll get there. He'll get and I just want y'all to know when that happens. I want everybody to know when that happens. When Braun gets his big break. Okay, I guess we lost Scott, but I just want everybody to know when Braun gets his big break, JL is gonna come on loud and proud and say, "I told you so." I just want everybody to get ready for that. But guys, like I said, man, we've had a heck of a show, man. APW American Pro Wrestling was amazing last night, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in, watching the show with us, whether you're on #Truth or whether you're on Straight Up Wrestling Show. Thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate it, man. And matter of fact, there's my man, Scott. Okay, welcome back, Scott. What happened to you?
I accidentally hit my mouse and it was sitting on one of my things up there and it changed pages on me. I'm sorry.
Okay, I was like, well, okay. I was like, I guess we lost Scott. Okay.
It's all good, man.
But guys, Scott, hey, matter of fact, before we get out of here, hey, go ahead and plug your stuff, man. Where can
#Truth, guys. Monday, Wednesday. Normal times are Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays at 8 p.m. I changed it to 8 instead of 7 because churches and things like that are going on, and during the summer, people, go do things with their churches and stuff, including myself. So, you want to get home a little bit later and things like that, and so I changed it to 8 o'clock. But yeah. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 o'clock. If you're a wrestler, manager, owner, whatever, in independent professional wrestling, get a hold of me and these guys, of course. I'll never say not to get a hold of Chris and Harry, but yeah, get a hold of me and I'll hook you up, man. I'll push anybody. I like talking to anybody. If you come on, especially with a story, I love that even more because I love hearing wrestling stories all day long. But yeah, man, I appreciate all the nice things you said, Chris. I just right there, brother. I appreciate that.
It's all true and it's all love, man. Because like I said, without you blazing the trail, man, Straight Up Wrestling Show, we wouldn't be here, man. You laid out the blueprint.
It's fun to watch you guys. I have more fun watching you guys than I do doing my own podcast. Is that saying something?
Oh, come on, man. Come on. Man.
It's fun to be on this side and putting comments up. I love having, JL, you're growing on me. I can see why these guys keep you around. You're growing. You're consistent, bro.
Man,
you're consistent. If I owned a company, I would hire JL, bro, because he is a pit bull, man.
Yeah. He doesn't stop, man. He doesn't stop.
He doesn't.
Man, what? Okay, Scott, that comment's for you right there, Scott.
Can you do a proper 5-hour GOAT review since Chris is disrespectful?
That was for you, Scott.
JL, brother, buddy, pal. Let me show you something. You keep talking that way. I've got 12 of these over there that I take daily. You're heading in that direction, son. You're heading in that direction. I'm just saying. And I'm saying that the nicest, most possible way, bro. Because you're making me believe that you are in love. And I mean in love with Braun Breaker, bro. I mean, do you wake up and there's a Braun Breaker poster on your ceiling and you wake up and like, ooh, I'm a casual fan. Okay. I love you, Chris. I'm out, bro. I'm out. It's
Man.
getting deep. It's getting deep in my room, man, and I ain't got paddles. I'm just saying.
Man, hey, you gotta love the passion, man. And that's what's missing in wrestling, man. Like you said, somebody who just loves, I mean, when you cling on to somebody, man, you just love everything about them. And that's JL, man. I mean, that's just honest to God truth, man.
You're an awesome fan, bro. I'll tell you. And keep coming to Straight Up, bro, because you make, if anything, you make me laugh. You're awesome, man.
But guys, like I said, man, we thank y'all for coming in. We thank our my special guest, my co-host for this evening, Scott Larson from #Truth. Thank you for coming in.
I thank Harry for being busy today, so I could be on here. I'll just, I love you, Harry.
and Harry, my partner, man, helping out in the comments and everything, man, because there was a lot of comments. And guys, like I said, I'm sorry I missed a lot of comments, man. Charge it to my mind, not my heart, man. I love you guys. You're much as part of the
last thing I'm going to say, Harry, I know you're a music guy. I accidentally clicked on my music thing up there, and 5 Minutes of Funk started. So I want to go back and listen to it because that's one of my favorite songs of all time. I'm just saying it. And me and Harry know the words to that rap. So it's all good. It's all good.
Oh,
I love you, man. All right, man. I'm out of here.
All right, guys.
Love you guys.
For my man, Scott Larson, #Truth. I'm the man, Christopher Burton, the People's Podcaster. This has been a wonderful show, guys. We thank you. We appreciate you. And we love you guys for tuning in. Hey, and until next time, stay straight up. We're out of here. Peace.